Make it green. All right, we're green there. And let's do this here. And we should be good to go across the board. Check out these triggers. All right, let's see. Let's switch over. Ooh. So we get to go through yours. So the game audio on. Boink, boink. There we go. And we're on the correct one. Let's move this over. That's good, that's good, that's good. Those are good. Looks like this volume is up a little high. That is high. Let's change this here. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's pin this over here. Alright. Let's see where they're at. Transfer to you. Transfer to you. See what you gonna do. Wibbity wibbity wobbity wobbity is the Pikachu. Where you at? I wonder if they transferred to me. No, they didn't. They did not. They did not. So Eggman put you. What instead of Eggman? He's changed his character. I am the Eggman. This is what I am. I am the Eggman. I have the master plan. Bam bam. Talk about your vid. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I wonder if no, cat's not on there, right?
Yo, where's the bacon?
Yo, what's going on, Emily? How you doing? Yo. It's a guy hidden nerve. Time for another stream. What's going on, Rubio? Yeah, dude, we're streaming the NGS. How about that, right? Streaming. You don't see me stream NGS too often, do you? It's a very rare occurrence nowadays. Chilling. What about you? Oh, well, I'm chilling, Emily. I'm chilling. Got some new updates on here, so check these out. We want to just wait a minute. So there you go. Saving a time limit?
Thanks for stopping by.
It's probably not even a freaking time limit, bro.
Anytime, okay?
Let's see here. Do I want to go gunner? No, we'll stay checker. We'll stay checker. Just sing about you and a day, big girls, yay. Yeah, you're definitely gonna. Yeah, you're definitely gonna see some of that within there. Him. I was going to farm seasonal points, but got stuck dealing with high packet loss. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, bruv. That is the most unfortunate, if I must say so myself. take these scratch tickets there. And some stall gems. Let's make sure we have food. Do we have food on? We have 2 hours worth of food. And Alliance Mag is perfectly fine. We are good to go. What's a bit? You do also looks cool AF, but where are his yes. I'm not a gooner, Emily. So I don't have one of those characters. I'm not a designated gooner. So I have a big booby character. My character's just relaxing in this bathrobe. Ready to have a good time, sipping some tea and eating some crumpets. You know, he's just chilling. He's just a big chilling, dude. Okay, don't want these. Maybe I don't want any of these actually.
Looking forward to seeing you again.
I don't want these at all. Let's see. Queue up, motherfucker. Motherfucker. Queue up. Queue up. Queue on in. That shit blank is fine. It's biking. It's biking. This is my dude biking right here. Biking is one of the best slayers on the server. Oops. I have like 2 of them. I have like 2 runs. You can use mine, that's fine. I have 2 runs. Yeah, dude. I have 2 runs, dude. We can do that. I have no problem with that. Do you wait, do you want a 3 minutes? My character looks like he's about to reenact the fight scene in the spa from Rush Hour 2. Yo! Juntao! wait, no, not Juntao. Ricky Tan. With Ricky Tan, dude. With a Ricky Tan. So, man, that's a midget in a bathrobe. Freaking Chris Tucker. That's a midget in a bathrobe. So Ricky Tan. No, he's dangerous. Freaking dude. You know, they're talking about making a... It's crazy because, like... apparently Jackie Chan never, like, realized why... hold on. Let me report this guy real quick. Then ban him. I just saw what he said in chat. Let's see here. Ban harassment. This. And then we'll... Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's see what this thing is about. Yeah, dude, freaking Ricky Tan, dude, and the freaking the bathhouse scene, dude. Alright, so let's see what this guy's all about. Dude, the legendary weapons are so broken. I feel sorry for anyone who, like, aggressively upgraded a Krez. I mean, to be fair, if you have a Krez and it's Fixify like this mother effer does, then I mean it's fine. Because you're still gonna need a you're still gonna need... We have 30 minutes. Oh bro, yeah, this is no issue then. There's no issue then, boy. There's no issue then, boy. Alright, let's understand what's going on here. So I've never done this fight before. This is the Hyunal. So we'll probably be running out a lot of these. This Gundam and them have been running LTQs most of the day, so they have a whole bunch of triggers. So they want to go through them, so I guess we'll be going through them. I'll be sure to pop my RDRs and stuff. I should have popped it before. This fight's not that long, actually. This fight's not that long. We'll do a rappy for this too. Do I have any on me? I do. This just fairly. I like his movesets though. His movesets are pretty cool looking. Nothing too as of right now, nothing too like difficult though. Nothing too alarming. Nothing too like, I have to really pay attention and move around. The Crescent Fixo Wix 5, yo, dude. Well, I mean, it's a Wix 5 though, so I mean that's nice regardless. And like I said, like dude, don't get me wrong. So like for those who are not aware, the Legendary 2 weapons are just like super duper good, almost like broken. Super good. Because of how they work. But either way, still, like, if you have a high Fixa 5 Crest, you're still going to need, at least a little bit of Fixa action going on there on the Legendary too, to kind of, to equate up to that, right? So I mean, if you have a Crest 5, Fixa 5, then I mean you're good. But one of the things for certain is that the Legendary 2 weapon is the best option. That's for sure. So I think it's freaking bonkers, dude. But donkers. Those Legendary 1 weapons are upgradable. Yeah, it's crazy too because they said, I think all of us were under the impression that the Legendary 1 would be upgradable because it's the way they said it. It sounded like it was going to be, right? But it ended up being Legendary 2, and then we got confirmation that Legendary 2 was going to be upgradable in December. They even gave us a month. So we know that Legendary 2 is going to get an upgrade even further in December. But no mention of Legendary 1, so that's kind of interesting, though. Kind of interesting. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Oh, this guy's a piece of cake. I mean, this is a pretty quick farm for legendary weapons too. What else in here? Prior advances, of course these. Don't care about those. Whole bunch of nada in here. A whole bunch of just poopy drops. Honestly speaking, there's really, from what I just saw right there, there's a whole bunch of poopy drops, and the only reason to run this is for Legendary 2. From what I just saw right there. From what I just saw. Oh, I didn't give biking enough time, huh?
Drop by any time.
Unless I just don't have trigger. Let's we'll pop one of these. We'll pop some fritters. I think I just have like. Let me see how many I even have of this. Let's see the name of this. What's the name of these triggers I need for this? Does it tell me? Triggers. Probably doesn't have max storage. Oh, gotcha. It doesn't tell me what the type of trigger I need. I just want to know the name of it. I don't know what the freaking. So I mean, if I just type this in, it's gonna be like, oh, well, which one is it? It's okay, this one. So yeah, I only have one more. Got 5 left, so enough for one run, dude. Let's go. Enough for one run. Then that's all Gundam. It's all Gundam after that. I love that L1, so I'm keeping it. I would imagine. Oh no, I hope that they maybe upgrade it for those people who got it. It would make sense for them to, but ain't no telling what they're gonna do, right? Ain't no telling what they gonna do. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Oh hell. This should have been a depth fight. I would love to see this ramp up. Oh, dude, I agree. I definitely agree with that. This would be a fun depth fight. That would, like, if they did it like a Masquerader, it continues to get increasingly more difficult, and you know, different skill sets and move sets that it starts to use. Like, for sure, I agree. I definitely agree with that. That'd be quite the experience, quite the enjoyable experience at that, right? Quite the freaking enjoyable experience, if I must say so myself. This guy isn't anything over the top, though. Like his movesets, I mean, obviously they're very unique and they look good. I mean, there's not really much difficulty in this or anything, for sure. It's pretty straightforward, you know. Pretty straightforward mechanics from this boss, from what I'm seeing here. I'm sure we'll see this guy pop up in something else, though. Maybe, I mean, maybe they are introducing him right now, and then maybe they're gonna do and then put him in the in some sort of, you know, dual quest or something. Maybe, I mean, but I mean, at the same time, well, I guess it just depends on if this trigger ends up being permanent or if it stays a limited time trigger, right? If it says a limited time trigger, then I'm not too sure. But if it's actually a limited time trigger and it goes away after, then I mean, then obviously they have to put it somewhere else, right? Unless it's just going to be wasted, and then they just end up putting it in the combat sectors, the Ultra Realm combat sectors that we have coming up. So it essentially just gets wasted. It's wasted design. Which, I mean, this is NGS we're talking about, so that's very much a possible thing that will happen. It's very much a possible thing that could happen. I still have Acrocilius. I never found Juval or Crest with a good enough fixer. Yeah, I'm actually still on Acrocilius as well. I'm still on Acrocilius as well. Acrocilius is still more than enough, as long as, you know, as long as you're geared in terms of, well, I mean, assuming you have a high fixer, Acrocilius, of course. But if you have top on units, then, you know what I'm saying, then it's still fine to be using it. Of course, now that there's an upgrade for the Juval and the introduction of the Legendary 2 weapons, that does definitely very much remove that gap, for sure. Change leader. Now that we have that. At least both of the new ones. Bring down PB, try, pain. I don't think Gundam knows I passed him liquor. Okay, now he figured it out. Knowing Sega next depth fight will be Mask again, but now he got a sombrero. Yo, dude, you were so right.
Hi.
This is an emergency transmission. We have confirmed signs of renewed dark
So
falls
I can run it.
We are preparing an interception operation. Please prepare.
So I mean, those were taken. You know what I'm saying? Once, because I mean it's gonna take longer because no shift for D-band. But I mean I can.
Thanks for stopping by.
We can do that before I get into this guy.
Come by anytime, okay?
This is an emergency transmission. We have confirmed signs of renewed dark falls activity. We are preparing an interception operation.
This
Please
guy.
prepare to deploy.
Hey.
This guy. What's going on, everything? I'm somewhat disappointed with the scratches they introduced, other than Shiva and Luther, nothing interesting for you. I agree. And honestly speaking, like, you know, I looked at that Mbasetta scratch, and it's really just a whole lot of nothing in there. You know, like it's cool. You know, you can buy 100 scratch tickets for 500k Masetta. Like, sure, you know. But the scratch itself, there's not really. You know, it's like the scratch itself isn't really anything. You know. So I'm not really too impressed with the scratch either, with any of the scratches that they introduced, to be honest. Lols. Lols. How am I? I'm doing pretty good, everything. How about yourself? As for my automates, I'm only missing Ultia Dominus. I have Hysteria Dominus as a placeholder. I see. I have I can make so many Ultia Dominus, because remember, like, Val's pretty much like the only thing that I would be running, you know what I'm saying? Because I actually enjoy the Val fight, so I would be running that all the time. So I can make a whole lot of Ultra Dominance. I just, of course I don't, because this is me we're talking about. Rarely do I sell stuff. But I'm sure I can probably make, I don't know, 20, 30. I'm not sure how many mats in these, I don't remember. But I can make it. I know I can make a good amount of. I guess 20 is probably a lot. So I think it needs like a pretty hefty amount of mats, right? So probably not. It's definitely over 10. Maybe we can check once we get out of this one and see how many we can actually make. We're not going to make any, but we'll see how many we can make though. Dude, I'm so glad they gave Gunner some love there. Actually, I've been playing Gunner a lot though. I was playing Gunner a lot because the mining rig though. Alright, mining rig, Gunner's my class, dude, for the mining rig, the mining rig. But now that's gone, you know what I'm saying? There's no like full reason for me to really go into it like that, right? No full reason for me to go into it like that, mate. So if this goes into 4 minutes, which I know it's going to, I'm just going to change back to Tecker. That's a pretty cool move. It's a neat looking move. I want to use my Photon Blast, but I didn't want to go up to use it. Oh, look at it. I didn't want to go up to use it because I didn't know if it was going to come back down or not. The Juval upgrade. The Juval upgrade, the Vulcan's got 51% potency on the potential, only one less than Krez, but Krez you have 55 most of the time. Exactly, yeah. So the new upgrades are pretty much, they're very comparable to Krez, but of course Krez is still a little bit better. The clear winners are of course legendary too. But then of course, you know, like, you know, the plus side about the upgrades to the Juvalks is that of course it's very accessible to get high fixes on those, right? Because they're so easily obtainable. So it really just tightens that gap between the creds, you know. But it's also a pain in the rear to get the materials right now to upgrade your Juval. So I mean the LTQ is dropping like what, like 2 or 3 of those babies, and you're like 150 or something, like, bro. Let's see how much. I'm pretty sure I went to 4. Oh, it was 328. I guess it's just about the same. What was that? Dude, it was so shiny. I thought it was like something spectacular, but it wasn't. It's just a freaking Juval. 10 seconds longer. It's not that bad. I'm still gonna change my detector though. Or I could change to Ranger. We're gonna change to Ranger. We'll change to Ranger for at least one. For at least one, we'll do it. Why not? All right. Well, yeah, we'll take that. Sure. We don't play Ranger a whole lot, but you know, we'll get over here. We'll double dabble. Wait.
stopping by.
Yeah.
Come by anytime, okay?
We're on here. We'll try. We'll do run one on Ranger real quick. Just dibble dabble on here. See what we're talking about. See what we're talking about in here. The upgrade materials number as 1, so there will be more upgrades that will probably bring it up to Legend 2 or close. Correct. Yeah, we know that there's going to be another upgrade for the Jew vaults and stuff. Distribution of materials is why I didn't upgrade my units until the Great Rappies were available last week. Exactly. I definitely hear that. I definitely hear that. That's why it's like there's no reason to necessarily rush any of that. You know, there's really not. Because they're going to freaking just drop them out. They're going to just hand everything to you, dude. You know, so as long as the big thing is just staying, you know, up to date and current on your gear. That's why it's nice to, you know, gear up and be at a point where, you know, all your units are maxed out, stuff like that, because your units will always last you the longest, and that really gives you a lot of flexibility to it's kind of not exactly how I wanted that to happen, but it's okay. Really gives you a lot of flexibility to kind of wait, or, you know, be a bit more patient with your upgrades, like especially on your weapons, because your units will always last you the longest, whereas weapons will always go the quickest, because weapons get released much quicker than units do. Oh, stuff there. I think I'll probably go to Tekker after this. Well, I guess for the we can do one more at least before the urgent quest. So yeah, so that's honestly, I could probably just like sit here with a launcher and just like hit this guy, bro. Honestly speaking, this guy for a ranger is very, very kind of just chilling, big chilling, dude. That's what it feels like here. Oh, whoops. For some reason I thought I had a grenade. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing the most. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing. That's unfortunate. That's most unfortunate. Was I even hitting him? Bro, what? I wasn't even hitting him, bro. How strange was that, right? But you could probably just sit here just like forever on a ranger with this, dude. This boss ain't really doing much. This boss ain't really doing much, dude. Honestly speaking. Oh, well, I thought I healed. But you just big chill here. Big chill. Big chillin'. Yeah, I'm changing back to Tekker though. Definitely changing back to Tekker. Nobody had time for that. Ain't nobody had time for that, boy. We just changing back to Tekker. I guarantee we're gonna get a legendary 2 during these runs. Guaranteed. I saw it in a prophecy. I seen it in a prophecy, y'all. It's gonna come true. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. The beta reactors from those birds was also nice. They helped me buy, dude. The beta reactors were the best thing there, dude. The bit like I cannot stand Ultra Realm like at all. Cannot stand Ultra Realm. It's bro, it's so poorly designed. So poorly designed. But if there was a reason to run, it was those beta reactors. Because I mean, that was just easy. You know, it's easy to get. Like, you know, if there was a reason to run, it would be those. But Ultra Realm is just Well, Ultra Realm is just meh, 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 meh. I'm not a huge fan of Ultra Realm. I think it's very poorly done. Extremely poorly done. Not very, extremely poorly done. Spear Hunter can literally just hold down the thrust most of the fight. Oh, that's true, dude. We should maybe do that too. I haven't been on Hunter in a while. In a while. It's been a while. At least I'm pretty sure I have the mats too. Let's see. 158. Go ahead and move it there, and I'll at least do that. Yeah, I like Ultra Realm. You just kill stuff with a good group of people. It feels like chaos. It just feels it's too much of the same for me. Like it just feels like a normal PSE zone. Like that's really all it feels like to me, and not even good at that. Like it doesn't even feel like a good PSE zone. I would objectively rather go to like freaking Dex Base or probably not Dex Base, like Newson or something like that. I would objectively rather go there than Ultra Realm. I think that's a better done zone. You know, it just does not feel good, and for me personally, it just does not feel good in Ultra Realm. But I legitimately cannot spend much time in there before I'm just like, bro, I cannot stand this. Whereas like there's been times in the past where I spent hours upon hours, several hours in a standard PSE zone, you know. But it's just. And then I guess the drops too. The drops probably play a big role into that as well. The drops for that just are not really worthwhile, you know. The drops in there aren't really worthwhile. Especially when I can just like run a Val fight, you know. If I'm looking for prograde armors, I'd rather just run a Val fight, so I have a higher chance of getting a prograde armor than the amount of time spent in Ultra Realm. The only thing I'm running an Ultra Realm for is for Juvolks. It's the only reason why I would be running it. What's the game name? This is Fantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis, Ichigo. Masquerade was one of those that hold down Hunter Spear is tricky because of poison, correct. Masquerade was very well done. I enjoyed how they did Masquerade on NGS. I think it was a pretty well done climb. I loved how different the moves became and whatnot, and how challenging the last fight actually was. You know, the last fight was actually challenging. Of course, depending on what class you're on, it's going to be easier than others, of course. But it was pretty challenging. We did it on like Tekker and Gunner and. Of course, it was a bit easier on like Hunter. Of course, on Ranger, everything's easier on Ranger. Nothing's gonna stop me. You're doing well for real. Glad to hear, dude. Everything. Loser. That's all trash. Trashy trash. It's all trash. Do I want to? Should I drop new mats?
anytime, okay?
Sorry, from coping for legendary, dude. That's like the biggest thing there. Is coping for legendary. Yeah, I don't want to open. I just want to see the freaking page, bro. Stop trolling me. I just want to see the page so I can see the freaking items on it, bro. Trying to Chris. I wish Ultron was just 5 bosses attacking at once with the super strong ones spawning at the end. It gets stronger based off of how many bosses you kill. But that wouldn't make it casual content. Correct, that wouldn't make it casual content. That's the downside about that.
Wait,
I think Ultron could have just been so much better just on so many different scales. Could have been so much better, honestly speaking. I'm trying to get up performance. But definitely like a variation of bosses would have definitely helped though as well. A better variation of bosses. And a lot of times it just feels like that those 8 minutes that you're waiting for that boss just feel like empty. Especially when there's no Rappy trial in there, right? You know, it just feels like there's not much reason to really be doing it, you know. When there's not, especially when there's not those beta reactors there for you. Or those 8 minutes that goes by just feels like, okay, well, what am I doing here, right? That's why I was like, that's why, you know, I say it's like the only reason for me to be in there is if I'm looking for like prograde units, pretty much. And it's better for me to just run a Val fight. The drop chance is much higher for a prograde unit versus doing an ultra run, you know? It's just like the only thing that you're really in there for is G-Volts. I guess, and of course, you know, if you need the augments, then yeah, sure. But I mean, they drop so readily that obviously it's going to be very quick that you get that out the way, you know. Oh, nice, dude. We were blessed with a Tekker and a Ranger in here. Nice, because I changed from Tekker. I changed. That's nice. We still got blessed with with both in here. I like it. I like it. Those extra money was spent on making Wired Lance. I love Wired Lance. Wired Lance is one of my favorite weapons. It was always my first weapon on Hunter. So I've always, you know, I'm a Wired Lance. I'm a Wired Lance main when it comes to Hunter. I always have been. You know, a lot of people, most people are swords, right? The sword was always boring to me, so I immediately steered towards Wired Lance immediately. And as of today, I'm a Wired Lance and Spirit player. You'll never see me on sword unless it's like for some specific reason where I'm just spamming that one attack, the slash, where it covers like a good portion of the map. But otherwise, you'll always see me on wires and spear. If I'm on Hunter. Sit your way down. Sit your way down, boy. Sit your A down, boy. Sure. We'll put that there. Where are we going? Look at all this stuff going on over here. Oh. Almost got me. Yeah, how did that person die? I don't understand how you die. There's 8 of us that go, like, you know, of course, when it's only 4 of us, it's a bit more difficult because there's only 4 walls. But I mean, it's like, bro, you got 8 walls going up. It's gonna be fairly difficult to die, right? Got 8 whole walls going up, bro. This must be sore. I'm reluctant to speak to anyone in English because they might write like "you plus masquerade do this or that." What do you mean? You plus masquerade do this or that? If they're trying to say that like you have to play a certain way or whatever. And if that is the case, then you're lucky that you're here because I'm the type who will never say that to you. I will never force you to play a certain type of way. Those are challenging fights. I didn't want anyone to make me think in a worse scenario. Oh, I see. Gotcha. You didn't want anyone to try to stop the dream, stop the vision, make you second guess yourself or anything. Just like, no, just go on there, do your thing, like a chicken wing, you know. This would be good. I wish we could throw the sword like a boomerang. Like the sword for Hunter. What? How'd that hit me? How'd that hit me? Him blade slashing character. This person's died so many times. They must be very new. They haven't done this fight before. They don't know what's going on right now. They're bamboozled. Like, oh my goodness, this fight, this monster is crazy. Because I mean, it's kind of hard to die in this fight a lot because obviously the damage is not nearly as, you know, it's toned down from the actual fight, right? So it's a bit more difficult to die in this fight. Oh, there's 2 rangers in here, huh? I see 2 weak bullets. And then so in this one, the urgent quest version, you notice that everything's purple. There's like no red here. There's only red at the very end. So of course that means everything's dodgeable. That's what that means. For anyone wondering, all this stuff is dodgeable, whereas in the actual fight, obviously it's not dodgeable. Ooh. Which makes this fight fairly easy. Should I use this on this one? This might be a waste. Let's see if it... Okay, nice. It wasn't. It was not a waste. It was not in vain. I would prefer to throw the sword for Hunter instead of making a shockwave. Really? But then how do you retrieve the sword? What if you have to go retrieve the sword? Like you throw it and then it falls somewhere? You have to go and actually pick it up? like you're saying, hey, yeah, it would be nice if you can throw the sword, but I feel like you're not thinking about what happens after you throw the sword. Now you have to go run and pick up the sword. This guy's got demolished. Got demolished, he polished. Demolished. He got polished. It was the gnarlist, like gnarly. Bob Marley, Chris Farley. Plenty of chicken to get the sword back sounds fine to me. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough.
Dark Falls activity confirmed. Please deploy to Central Alpha and repel it. We're counting on you.
Whole lot of nada right there. Whole lot of nada right here. Whole lot of nada right there. Whole lot of nada right there. Whole lot of nada right there. Let's see if I can
Thanks for
change in
stopping
time. Change back to checker.
Come by anytime, okay?
Mentioned to me the other day, what was it? I think I know which one it was. Let's see. Where's my settings at? Options. Where's it? Yeah, it's gameplay. Is it under gameplay or graphics? Oh, it's slime time. Immortalized. Immortalized. It is. It is double origin quest. I think he was just trying to show me that. I think he was just trying to show me the emote. Someone make that emote. Slimes. I guess I can add it to my chat settings. Perform emotes. I have been immortalized within the game. Where did I go? Chat. It's like symbol art history. It's like the history standard there. So there we go. Save. We'll save that to this one. We'll save it. The bug again? Oh, we're in beginners. Lovely. Lovely. We're in freaking beginners. Party members, where they go? Which one they go to? I usually don't bring boss fights to the subject since the word I die when writing English in some context, and it could be you die. Tyler's when they don't want to. Ah, I see. Because yeah, dude, they really need to adjust that, fix that, dude. Or it puts you in the beginner's block, dude. That's so annoying, so super duper annoying, dude. Game dropped in a beginner block for some reason, and I couldn't go back in. Yeah, that's the same thing that just happened to us, Silver. Same thing that just happened to us, dude. That's so annoying when that happens. And like it's funny too, because sometimes, you know, if you're not paying attention, you're just like sitting there, you're waiting, you're like, bro, what's going on? Why is this not queuing? It's like you might be like multitasking, like you're kind of like doing something else, and a couple minutes go by before you actually realize, like, oh wait, I'm in the freaking beginner block. Yes, regardless of what the intent was for that symbol art, dude, the fact of the matter is that I've been immortalized in the games. As a content creator, hey, that's a plus, dude. That's a plus. It's slime time. Let's go, dude. That's pretty good though. Is this person there we go. Oh, we don't have a ranger this time? No ranger this time? Never understood why we get sent to the beginner's block. Exactly, it's super annoying. It's really something that they need to fix because it's very annoying, dude. Like I guess I understand, you know, why it happens. It's, I guess, you know, if the block is populated or it's too populated or something like that. The block that you were previously on is too populated or something, so it sends you to. I mean, I don't know. Either way, there's no real excuse for the to. Dude, this guy's struggling right now. Either way, there's no real reason for it to happen in that way, right? So they really need to fix that because it's very annoying. Very annoying. Oh, we should have done. Maybe we should have gone with Fire, actually. I don't think I ever. I don't think I leveled up my fire weapons. We haven't played fire in a while, I think. Since before the weapons got leveled up. Oh, he got me there. He got me there. He got me there, mighty. Ouch. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. I could have just used my photon blast there, but it's okay. That needs to be in headline, to be honest. It does. Like it really is something that needs to be fixed. It needs to be addressed because it really is annoying. There's not much reason behind it having to happen the way that it does, you know? There's not much reason behind it. Like, even if it is trying to, you know, take you out of a populated block, like, you put me in a block that's not beginners, you know? Put me in any populated block that's not freaking beginners, dude. Like, it's not complicated, right? So now you all know, next time they do like a survey or something like that, any type of feedback, make sure that y'all spam that in it. So that way they see it. They're probably still not going to see it, by the way. But so that way they see it. Theoretically, they see it. Right? Ouch. Ouch. So, first time that bug with the beginner bug happened to me, I missed out on the urgent quest because I was also folding my laundry. Exactly. Like, that's happened to me as well. Because it's real easy to just kind of like, you know, like, you're used to just kind of, you know, pop it and then you're doing something else, you know, you're multitasking, right? And so, like, okay, it doesn't queue in right away, so you're like, okay, well, you know, I'll see it when it queues in. You know, you're not thinking that, oh, I'm in the beginner block, it's never going to queue in. You're just like, okay, well, I'll just, when I see the screen, you know, change to black, I'll go back over there, right, you know? But it never changes to black, and then it takes you a little bit to realize, wait, hold on, dude. Why is this thing not changing? And then at that point, you know, minutes may have gone by or something, and you realize you're in a freaking beginner's block, and, you know, if you were running kind of late on the urgent quest, it's possible that you missed the urgent quest altogether or something, right? So it's like... I don't think it usually puts... I don't think it normally puts you in there, like, at the start, though. And when you first log on, I don't... It's very rare that it puts you in a beginner block. But it's always, like, when you pop out of, like, a quest. Especially all-ship quests. All-ship quests tend to see that happen more than any other ones. Very, very, very silly. Very silly. I don't know if I should use that. Is he gonna convert? Oh, dude, he freaking bobbed and weaved on my last hit of that photon blast. How annoying. How many straight bobbed and weaved on me, bro? He did Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Al Val. Muhammad Al Val. I don't know if I want to use this, bro. I mean, it's like, feels like it's like a waste. He's gonna, like, this isn't gonna go off, yeah, because like his HP's right there. But I think this will hit something there, so yeah, so I'll work out either. I may as well just let that one go off and then we'll switch out. We never got a mag boost or anything. That needs to be a 4 per point. 4 per point sometimes was used in Japanese server. The load translates has to drop down looking the floor. Oh, for like when you're when you've died. When you've been smacked around by the boss and you're tasting dirt. That's like how my whenever I end up dying in the game. Well, messages nothing quite like the taste of dirt. Not quite like that taste of dirt. It's very rare that you see that pop up, but it happens from time to time. I die from time to time. It's very rare, but it happens. Yeah. There we go. Alright, and then we go back to the legendario hunts. I'm telling you, dude, we're getting one today. We're getting one with a high fix-it too. You know, the plus side about that too is that, remember, I play pretty much everything. So it doesn't really matter what class it drops on. Because we're good to go regardless, so we can play it comfortably, right? That being said, there are certain classes I would prefer for it not to drop on. And certain weapons I prefer for it not to drop for. Yeah. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good there. Yo, why doesn't anyone go buy my credits off my personal shop? Someone in chat, I know y'all want a Wix 2 Knuckles, Credits Knuckles, to use as fodder material, so y'all should go buy that off my personal shop. I think it's only like 40 mil. It's only 40 mil. Let's see, try. Sought, pain provoke. Boink, boink, boink. Boink it, boink it, boink it. Medic! Medic! Alright. Someone that tasted dirt, because in our language it is taboo to think you plus that experience to a person you talk to. They might not accept that. They die from my sentence. I see, I see. So it can be misleading, or they can take it in a different way. So they might take it offensively. It's based from English spoken in Asian language. That's person grammar. It's more referring to people. Correct, correct. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I understand how the grammar is different in different languages. I'm familiar with different languages, so I understand how uh, different sentences can start and whatnot. So I'm aware. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and get rid of these while we're at it. I still have like these. Delete those. Delete. It's slime time. What a crazy emote. I mean, some art. That's funny though. What if Val was angry? What if Val was angry because Arx was distracting him from a custody battle to get his kids? What? What, Rubio? Well, I'm so confused. Where did you even conjure that up? Soft like cornbread. Hey, bro. Oh my goodness, Spice back on NGS confirmed. What's going on, Tin? What's going on, dude? Yeah, it's been a while since we streamed NGS. Don't get me wrong, I play it, but I usually just play off stream. But you know, there's enough here to merit me actually popping on the stream today. You know, the guys wanted to grind this out. You know, that's how we are with my group here. You know, we like to kind of grind things out. So whenever there's some new stuff, new fights and stuff, we like to grind it. So I was like, all right. I actually wasn't going to stream NGS today. Well, I was trying to decide if I wanted to or not. And as I was trying to decide if I wanted to or not, Gundam actually sent me a message, a whisper. He was like, hey, you ready to grind the triggers? I have like 100 plus of them ready to grind it. I was like, oh, well, actually that was perfect timing because I was trying to decide if I wanted to stream NGS or not. So that was perfect timing. So I guess let me go ahead and get stream going and let's get this grind on. What's up? What's up? Survey suggested they do something with title points. You know what's crazy about that too, FJM, is that people have been suggesting that for so long now. Do something with the title points, like seriously. Like people have been suggesting stuff for that for so long, and it just has never happened. So I definitely would not get your hopes up there on that. But I agree with you that they should have something, do something with title points. That's, you know, that warrants or that justifies, you know, going after those title points, you know, that's actually worthwhile. You know, it actually justifies, because none of them will be like, oh, well, you know, you get this many title points and you get a Rappy sunglasses. Like, bro, if you don't get the hell out my face with that, you mean tell me I just cleared all the titles in the game and I got some Rappy sunglasses, bro, and they don't even look good. They're like Walmart budget, dollar store budget. Like, boy, if you don't get the hell out, like knowing them, they would do something like that. You know. But they definitely do need to do something with the title points. I agree, 100%. That would be very beneficial if they did. Really having a future to hype people with nudity characters from the public would be great. I agree. And the thing is that, you know, it's just so tricky with that, because I mean, like, what do you classify as that? You know, how do they put a system that classifies that, right? Classifies what's what, because it's not, nothing in this game is necessarily, you know, like nudity or anything like that. It's It's just a scenario. This whole game is just a scenario of why we can't have nice things. That's all it is. Is that's why you don't see like the type of stuff you see on global in Japan, even though they have access to the exact same customization options as global does, right? This is just a situation of why we can't have nice things. Just because we have it doesn't mean you should, Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And obviously global doesn't really understand that concept. Global doesn't understand that concept very well. Hello with Hyunal Slay, thank you, FJ. We're going to get a legendary 2 tonight. It's promised. I saw it in the prophecy that we're going to get one. So we're looking forward to it, and then we're going to level it up and equip it and everything. Title for this? I don't know, is there? What's this here? No, I guess we just take that. What's there? Let's see. Title, enemies, communications limited time, mission season, not too sure. At minimum, for sure, right? At minimum, there's a title for defeating the boss a certain amount of times. Because I think pretty much every boss in the game has that. Like, even like, like when the doggo first got released in Crimson Realm, right? Every boss usually has a title. For at least defeating it a certain amount of times. Oh, you got me. You got me. Some content creators won't submit when someone participate with lewd accessories. Dude, I have no problem submitting that. Like if there's something like over the top, I will always submit it. I understand that the game allows these customizations and stuff, and so like I'm not like a stickler on it. But if it's clearly over the top, then yeah, I'm going to at least report it. Now, will anything be done about it? Probably not, but I will at least report it. But like like I said, I'm not like a stickler on it, because I mean the game does provide these things. But if I can tell, if it's obviously being abused, which is against TOS in the first place, to like overly abuse the customization options, like like there's people who like pretty much their whole character is just like one giant boob, you know what I'm saying? They just make the boobs super big, and they use of course that one accessory, I don't know what it's called. Y'all know what it is, though. The one that was very controversial and they had to like kind of do stuff with. But yeah. I'll be mad, but all I can find is dresses for my wardrobe. Remy. Oh, dude, yeah, dude, that scratch, yeah, it was just like. Like I said in the video, dude, had it just been one dress in there, you likely wouldn't have gotten the video. It was just the fact that the whole thing was just flat out dresses, bro. And then to boot, it was worse because they were lazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just one for ones, what the female model was. So it was like, bro, come on now, y'all. Y'all are doing the absolute most. They write that if they're participating together. They write that if they're participating together, but after they see you once, they won't invite that person again. Worse than dollar store, last I say it would likely give us this Payless shoes if we got 800 titles. Yeah, I hear that. I definitely hear that. That's how they get you, dude. That's how they get you. They're like, oh, you want this this grind to get this title, guess what we have for you? We have for you the most useless item on planet Earth. Here you go. Congratulations for spending 5,000 hours to accomplish these titles. Hey! Alright, so gee, thanks, Sega. Gee, thanks, Sega. How thoughtful of you. That time was very well spent, so wow. It's my oh no, my RDI did run off. Oh, I forgot to even check that. There's actually no title for this? Really? There has to be. There's a boss. Oh, there's not. What the hell? Wow, there's actually no title at all for any of this related stuff. That's wild, actually. This is who we're talking about. You're right. Should not even be surprised by that. I'm not sure why we were expecting there to actually be titles. Not sure why. All our hopes get up for no reason. For no reason, boy. No freaking reason. Honestly, never seen a content creator barring someone doing it over the top yet. But I imagine that they'll try to turn their camera away even if they're contributing. Yeah, see, the thing about me is that I don't have to worry about that because I'll never be contributing to those scenarios. So I have zero issue getting on people or whatever. And I've done that plenty of times in stream. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of times in stream. I can tell you right now, when it comes to all the weird stuff in this game and the community, I am most certainly am not part of the problem. that much I can tell you with 100% certainty. I am not part of the problem in that regard. Ain't no weird stuff happening on this end. And I have zero issue reporting weird stuff. Better believe. No too well because Waker got no love even though this is a Waker undertakings. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. That was so hilarious. Like when I opened up the patch notes, and I saw just like the whole thing was just freaking fighter and gunner, and then there's like in the Waker section was smaller than those. I was like, bro, yeah, dude, they did Waker nasty with this one, dude. They did Waker nasty with that one, dude. They're trolling Waker. That was hilarious, though, dude. And if anyone will tell you, it's Gundam. Gundam's pretty much one of the best Waker players that you'll ever meet. If not the best Waker player that you'll ever meet. He's a Waker main, obviously, as y'all can see here. And if you've been watching my streams or if you've been following me for any long period of time, then you've known that he's always been Waker. He's been the Waker main since forever. Everything we run, he's always been the Waker main. All the high bosses that have ever been released, whether it was when Souls got first release, whether it was like, you know, when the new towers got first release, like I'm not sure how long Waker's been out, but you know, anything, whenever anything new's been released, he's always been Waker. He's always been a Waker main. So even when people were talking down on Waker before people realized how good Waker was, yo, dude, Gundam was in here grinding away Waker, making Waker great. You feel me? He was doing his things. doing his things. Same way I was doing my thing with Gunner when everyone was like, yo, Gunner's straight trash, and there was like 3 people on the server playing Gunner. I was in here doing my thing with Gunner, making Gunner great, you know what I'm saying? Defying the odds. That's how you gotta do it. So we didn't worry about the outside noise. Now we're gonna come in here, we're gonna be like, oh, okay. You say this isn't good, okay, well we're gonna find a way to maximize and make it good. You feel me? We're gonna find a way to push it to the limit. Push it to the limit. The limit. So dude, where's my legendario? Lugia. My Lugia. Trust shall follow. Most outrageous thing I've done with customization is cosplay. Tick. Japan content creators I visit so far make streams exclusively for fashion and customizations like contests. I think you're right, just in case to inform everyone from traumatizing others. Yeah, fashions and of course fashion contests are popular and stuff across the board. Of course, I mean we have a game that's heavily based on customization and fashion. Of course, you're gonna have stuff like that. Obviously, of course, right? Let them know. Oh, bro. Straight chase that normal attack ball. Y'all heard it here first, dude. Gundam, the Waker Master himself, is not pleased with the updates. The Waker Master himself is not pleased with the updates. Y'all heard it here. Waker basically just got a more pathetic Talos weapon action. Like, seriously, y'all, if Gundam is not pleased with it, then it's not good. I'm telling y'all, if Gundam is not overly pleased with it, I mean, I'm sure he's probably exaggerating a little bit, but, you know, if he's not pleased with it, he is a diehard Waker. You know what I'm saying? He's a diehard Waker. And he's been, like, if he's not pleased with it, then it's not as significant as it should have been. Yeah, especially for concerning the other classes, you know, got updates, got glow ups and all the above, right? And then Waker's kind of just got that, you know. You know. And you know, Ace, oh dude, that's gonna be everywhere, Wrath. Where people are like, just because this game is of certain age, of course, it's always gonna be people who are playing who are younger than that age. I mean, that applies to everything, whether it's games or movies or whatever, right? You know, that's always going to be the case. You know, the thing about Japan is that Japan's more considerate of others, of course, whereas, you know, global doesn't usually tend to be like that. It's Japanese culture in general is you know, it's based around being considerate of others. That's why the spaces are generally always going to be much more enjoyable to be in, because people are just by natural nature going to be more considerate of their surroundings and of people around them. And see, I grew up in the southern parts of the USA, so those are very much values that align with me as well. So that's why it's very easy to kind of see that, like, the southern hospitality is more or less like the same thing, where, you know, it's like just kind of just treating people proper, and just, you know, being aware of, you know, that there's others around you and stuff. You know, being considerate of others and whatnot, you know. Yeah. There's an impression that Western world, North America, Europe, children can't participate in video games for 18. No, that's not. Some places are like that. So, you mentioned North America, Europe, and stuff like that. It's like depending on where you're at, the laws are different. So like they're much more strict in some places. Like Europe has some pretty strict. They're starting to have some very strict laws. So it just depends on where you're at. But there's definitely not a whole lot of that in most Western countries, where like of course you have like the rating systems like ESRB and PEGI, where it's like 18 plus or 17 plus or 12 plus. That's like the recommendation, right? But there's nothing that's like stopping anyone who is under those recommended ages from playing those games, of course, right? And you see that very often, like games like Call of Duty, which is a very popular shooter game, which no real young kid should be playing, is largely populated by a whole bunch of kids who are under the recommended age rating. Like 100% has always been that way. So they're not like any strict laws or where like you can't play this game if you're under the recommended age for it, right? There's nothing like China, where China, of course, because of how China works and how they kind of, they monitor everything. So, of course, in China, it works in that they actually do regulate that because you pretty much have to sign up with all your information for everything. And so in China, if you are under a certain age, you can only play a certain amount of hours per day of a game. Literally. So, if you try to go over that time limit, you will literally be cut off. Like, it will shut you out of the game. Literally shut you out of the game. So, that's the only place where it's like the most strict in that regard. But most like the Western world, it's not to that degree. Let's see, was it enlightenment or perspective exploration? Of course, indeed. I just put my Fixa 5 Wits Crest rod up for sale. Hope I get rid of it before it gets outdated. Hey, yo, Silver Death, I'll buy it right now. I'll buy it right now for the one-time price. One-time price, dude, I will buy it from you for $2 mil. Going hot right now. $2 mil. I got you. I'll purchase that thing right now. That's money right in your pocket. $2 million. Remember playing Turok the Dinosaur Hunter when I was 8? Yeah, exactly. Or like, dude, imagine how many people played like Doom. Like, imagine how many kids played Doom when they were young or something like that. When they were like kids, or like freaking. Obviously, this is like a much older game, so I mean, but like, it makes me think of like Duke Nukem or something like that, right? But Duke Nukem is like that's like a crazy old PC game. But I'm sure there were a lot of people who were kids like when that game came out that were playing it. Because I mean, it was like, especially like back then, it was like PC games weren't really widespread, right? So, and Duke Nukem, if I recall correctly, Duke Nukem was a pretty raunchy game, dude. But I mean, that's like the case. That's pretty much the case with the most Western type gamings. Most kids get introduced and they're playing these games that are above their age rating. It's very normal to see. Even games like GTA, like y'all all know how popular GTA is. And I'm pretty sure the age rating on GTA has always been, fairly, I don't know, at least teen. I'm not sure what the age rating is on that. I don't know if it's teen or if it's like 18 or 17. But we all know that a very large amount of people who play those GTA games are sure as hell younger than the age recommendation of GTA. 100%. We all know that. We all know that, dude. Especially with how popular that series is, you know? Grand Theft Auto. So while Fresh is popular, but I have a feeling it can be outclassed in 2-3 months later. I saw a person use it for a while solo. Yeah, it's very good. But of course, if you have a legendary that's a high fixer, legendary 2, or then obviously that's gonna outlast it. A legendary 2 high fixer will outlast it. And then of course, so once we get the next update for the Juvok series, then that will probably kind of put on the burner block as well. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, should I have gotten the mag? But I don't see the mag icon. So mag doesn't work in there. Region mags. I was under the impression that there are 2 kinds of crest launchers. 1-time attackers. 2 want to have the best weapons all around. What do you mean by like time attack? Oh, time. Oh, yeah. Correct. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much what it is. Like people, because Krez is still like your top option right now, unless you're able to get a legendary 2. So of course your time attackers, your people who want to do like Arcs of Record challenges and stuff like that, of course are always going to push to have those at the very top that they can get there, right? The top weapons or the top fixes, always that's going to be the case. And then, of course, exactly like you said, people who just want the all-around best option, which also plays into, like wanting to kind of, you have this option right here. That way you don't have to upgrade for a long time because you're sitting here nice with Fix-A-5, and it will be months and months before it even remotely starts to become outdated, right? So it's just 2 different types of people in that regard, indeed. I'll take that as a fodder material, I guess. I sure ain't remind y'all. Because I sure ain't remind y'all. Hope y'all remember. Duke Nukem was wild, and I remember my neighbor playing it when he was 9. Yeah, exactly. Like, Duke Nukem was a wild game. I remember seeing, I never really played the game, but I remember seeing the game and seeing people playing it. Namely, I think I had like friends' parents. I have a friend that I think his dad had Duke Nukem. I think I saw him playing it once or something. So I remember that game was just like super raunchy, but I know there's a lot of kids who play that game too. So it's like this was especially used because Val is exposed to core all the time. Correct, yeah. So that's the thing with all falls. All falls besides falls interception. Oh, well, I guess in the original Aegis. But all the recent falls, they all are weak points. So Wick's weapons work great in those. So like well, I guess they're not solos, but like Dalian, Val, and the iterations, they're all weak points in there. It's not all files, but I get majority. I guess interception is kind of all weak points, isn't it? Interception is mostly weak points because you're hitting the hands as they're flying in the air and then they come down. So it is mostly all weak points, yeah. Yeah, Wix is usually pretty good for falls because indeed the you're always getting that core point exposed. So you're always hitting those blue numbers, so it's always triggering, it's always active. How did I see Time Attacker? It's just someone fortunate enough to get BIS and was able to record YouTube out of free time. Yeah, like I don't really take the arts records and stuff like that. I don't really take it that too seriously, honestly. And of course, arts records just really, benefits Wells, of course, too. Just because you're able to buy up the new weapons or the new augments, or you're able to drop a whole bunch of Masada to get that fix of 5 or whatever and stuff like that. So obviously, always very much benefits the Wells, and it's just okay, well, they have this freaking weapon that's super strong, fix of 5, it's a Wix 5, it's the newest weapon. They dropped a whole bunch of money on it, so it's like, yeah, I can't compete with that, right? Now if it's like 1 for 1 and we both have that weapon, yeah, sure. We both have the exact same weapon, the exact same gear, units and stuff like that, exact same builds, then sure. Then it's more of a competition or whatnot, right? It's more because then it boils down to the better play, right? Boils down to the better play. So this is a giant weak point in the second phase. In this, yeah, exactly, yeah. In the second phase, where he's just the rod and that, yeah, he's just a giant weak point, and then even the eggs as well. Yeah, the Wix is very good for false fights, for all false fights, regardless. Some don't have the core point exposed at all times, but like at least probably like 60 or 70% of the fight is still core exposed, even when they don't have it, exposed the whole time. The majority of the fight is still exposed, Oh, that's a whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Where's my legendary? Where's my legendary too? I watch many Japanese players doing time attack for various reasons. Not doing that for arts records. I even see some do it out of pure curiosity by seeing them streams make content too. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, because you just want that challenge. You just want that challenge, It's challenging themselves. It's kind of like, it's the same thing. It's like how, I check it there. Kind of the same thing as how usually like this, my group right here, we like to come into like new fights. We like to go into them blind. Like with no prior information about them, just go in blind and try to clear it first try. So we always like to do that because we like to test our skills. Like we're like high adaptability players. So we're like people where it's like there could be 1,000 things going on at once. We could have 20 bosses on us. We could have never been in this fight before. We have no idea what the movesets are, and there's a good chance that we still might clear it the first try. Because like all of us, everyone who I play with here in this group, I've been doing high level content with them for years, and we're all like those type of players where we like that natural challenge of just like adaptability, just going in there and just boom, like we like that stuff. We like that grind. So Gundam's just like me, in that he farms everything, even though he has like over 1 billion Meseta, but he farms everything just like I do. Like I mean, I only have 300 million. But I farm everything. I have all these weapons. I have all those weapons and stuff, all those Acrocilias, which I need to upgrade, of course. But all these are maxed to 5, and they all have max augments on them. All these augments, I farmed. None of those were bought, aside from, obviously, the AC augments like Radigan and Larze. But all the other augments were farmed. Because if I can farm it, then I'll farm it. I prefer to farm it. I won't buy it, even if I can buy it. And Gundam's the same way as I am in that regard. There's enjoy, you know, it's like just enjoys the grind. So like-minded in that regard. I had to play Gunner too. Time to bust it out. Day one right here. Never gonna play it. I would play it. I would hop on it, but I'm just trying to be more efficient right now. Like I would hop on Gunner or even Fighter, but I'm just trying to be more efficient in here with these runs by staying on Tekker. You know, by having at least a Tekker or a Ranger in here, just that way we can go through the runs quicker. You know, but otherwise, yeah, I would change to one of them. No more words, inside content, music, just. I believe it when I see it. Yo, he actually might now. He actually might. No joke this time. Sure. Natural fights are beauty of gamer. I can imagine someone behind that video may have wonderful real life, having healthy food and families. Exactly, yeah. Like, I'm just like, I'm kind of weird in that I'm a gamer, but I'm not like I'm not like a DJ, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a very down-to-earth person. And, you know, I grew up like skateboarding and stuff, but I also grew up playing video games too. Grew up skateboarding, playing basketball, and, you know, and playing video games and stuff. So I'm a real, like, I'm very much not someone who's like a lot of the internet is nowadays, where it's like, a lot of the internet nowadays is, they can't determine real life from the internet. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like that nowadays. It's like one and the same. Whereas I'm not that way. Like I very much can understand real life from the internet. Sit down. Sit down, the Hyunal. I can't believe they didn't put any titles in there. That's actually crazy. I used to participate in NGS live stream contests about fashion after the last hours of Snyder's stream. Got me thinking a lot. Japan's get infrastructure for walking outside, so if they want to. Yeah, it does indeed. Or let's, well, I mean, in general, if you're in one of the cities, I guess, you know, if you're in a city that, you know, Tokyo or Kyoto or just anywhere in general that has, you know, a strong public access. Obviously, if you're in a more rural town, then not so much. But in general, yeah, you know, in general though, Japan is just a place where it's easy to kind of just get up and just kind of walk outside, and there's some good transport that's at your use. Fortune tried. No, we don't want that. Don't want that, dude. They're not giving it to us. They're not giving it to us. Southeast Asia and somewhere, it's costly to drive avoid cars while going outside, like exercising. Yeah, that's true. In Southeast Asia, in some places like that, that's very true. Very costly to do so. So, dude, sometimes some Southeast Asia places, dude, yeah, it's like you're pretty much playing Frogger trying to cross the street, dude. You know, so you might get hit by a car trying to cross the street, dude. Should have a drop in Massachusetts. Should have a drop in Mass. I'm not joking. He does. He has a whole bunch of master cubes for no reason. He doesn't need them. He's like he has all the stuff already capped out and stuff. I mean, we all do, but he has all of them for no reason. He's like he has them for like a rainy day in case they ever add something where you need master cubes for them. I'm like, bruh, is it really that serious, my G? Being servant at 12 rolls still. That's how it was for my bouncer rolls too. My bouncer rolls. I had to re-roll that bouncer one so many times. It may have been almost 20 times I had to re-roll the bouncer one before it finally gave me the combination I wanted on the add-on skills. I'm not even joking either. I think it was around 20 times that I had to re-roll that. That's a lot of master cube shit. It just would not give me the one I wanted, dude. Like it was ridiculous. It was just straight up ridiculous, dude. Like, bro, work with a brother. Wish I'd use that. That's fine. Yeah. Ooh, I didn't hit the weak points there though. Oh, doesn't hit the weak point there though, boy. So grateful for participating at the last. Try to be brief, prevent him from talking to you too much. Because you didn't want him to sit in his room too long. Because he was being real nice and kind of just talking to you for a while. He was kind of talking to everyone and whatnot. I wasn't sure what you're saying. Just come with my fashion and pose this British King's Guard. Nice, dude. The British King Guard, that was your fashion? Nice. Nice. Yeah, dude, there's always a lot of different types of cosplays and different types of customizations and outfits that people do in this game, which is always pretty neat. I'm waiting for someone to do a D Hyunal cosplay customization, right? When we see a D Hyunal, that's how you know it's for real. That's how you know it's real, dude. Honestly though, yeah, dude, the drops in this D Hyunal are not good. Honestly speaking, you're literally just farming it for Legendary 2. Which, quite frankly, is not a good thing. It makes this not have much purpose, to be honest. Because realistically speaking, you're not really going to come in here and actually try to aggressively farm this for freaking Legendary 2. You're not. You're not going to do that, y'all. You shouldn't do that. And the rest of the drops in here just are not. They're not really. There's nothing in here that's like, oh, well, I should run this over running the other stuff. There's really not, besides Legendary 2. Plain and simple. There's a really no aside from Legendary 2. So here, some crazy stories about streamers in Japan getting hammered. Yeah, dude, you know, I mean, yo, dude, gamers are gonna game. You know, it's crazy because there's actually, I remember there's this person, there's this person back in Final Fantasy 11 days. So I played Final Fantasy 11 during the golden era. 75 cap. Played that during the golden era for a very long time. And I remember that there was this one person, I believe it was in Japan or maybe it was Southeast Asia, I can't remember. I want to say it was on the news or something, but they ended up passing away because they were playing FF11 and like they hadn't eaten and stuff for like days. So they ended up actually passing away because they were just grinding, playing the game like crazy. But like you actually see that happen. That's actually not. It's not unheard of. Like that's happened on numerous occasions throughout gaming's history, throughout the history of MMOs especially. It's happened on numerous occasions in different places where people have actually lost their lives from like just gaming too hard. You know, like they forget to eat, they forget to drink, they're just gaming, and they end up losing their lives because of so. They're like staying up super late, like they don't sleep. So it's stacked with all that. They don't sleep, they're not eating, they're not drinking. So then all that just stacks up and it just weighs up. Maybe they're getting just that's like juiced up off of energy drinks, which obviously energy drinks are not good for you. For anyone who was wondering, energy drinks are not good for you. So like, it gets pretty crazy. But yeah, we've seen that happen in history on numerous occasions with different games and stuff. So it's definitely not unheard of. It's pretty crazy, right? Why is this beyond fasting? Exactly. It's very unfortunate. But hey, dude, it's like, yo, I guess, at least they passed doing what they love, right? I guess that's one way to look at it. They passed doing what they love. Getting the ultimate grind in, right? The ultimate gaming grind. So I mean, that's one way to look at it. But I'm sure, if they could do it again, I'm sure they wouldn't do it. I'm sure they would eat and they would sleep, of course, right? So I know that, of course, like after those, we would see those, and so I know that companies have kind of taken a more aggressive measure to not have their games be that grindy to that point where like you can get lost in the game to that degree, to the point where something like that can happen, right? And a lot of laws and regulations have been put in place due to those things having happened in the past. To try to prevent them from happening again, right? Because of course there are very detrimental health issues that can happen from sitting at a computer or sitting on a chair playing a game or whatever for just like forever on end, and then not eating on top of it and not drinking on top of it and not sleeping on top of that. You're already not being mobile, so I mean your body's not doing anything. You can try to stay active, to the best of your ability, of course. And on top of that, not getting the proper nutrition. And on top of that, you're not sleeping. So I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. As far as I have a feeling it was before we were accustomed to intermittent fasting. Been intermittent fasting about 2020 while playing NGS since 2013. So the stories has some relation to you. Understandable, yeah, for sure. Most stuff, yeah. I think a good handful of gamers can probably relate or like understand how someone could get to that point, right? Like everyone's had like a intense grinding session where they didn't necessarily want to stop. Say we're just enjoying the grind so much, right? But of course, they do stop. But I'm sure everyone's probably had something like that, they can relate to it, to obviously not to that extensive degree, but understand it to a varying degree. He's lying. Anyways, next fight. Next fight, because we know you lying. We know Gundam's lying. If Gundam's ever like, oh my god, I got the new thing, and then just assume he's lying at all times. His reaction will be a bit more authentic if it actually drops. And so that's the thing for us. It's like, you know, it's nice if any of us get the drop. Like that's the ideal situation, is if any of us get the drop. If any of us get a legendary, that's the ideal situation. You know, it's like that's the beautiful thing. It's like sure, it's cool if I get it. Sure. But I don't care if I get it if someone else gets it, you know? If someone else gets it, then that's well worth it, you know? It's just as long as one of us get it, then it's I consider that a successful run, you know? As long as someone is able to get lucky and get one, I consider that a very successful run. That is a decent amount. But actually, it is a decent amount. 65k. 65k a pop. You're not losing out on anything because you farmed and you've been running the LTQ, dude. Yeah, no one's stopping you from doing so. If you want to sell them, then I mean, that's entirely up to you. No one's stopping you from doing so. If you don't want to run and you want to sell them, then that's perfectly fine. They're his triggers, so. What's a good cause? Hopefully. As long as we can get a freaking legendary too is a good cause, you know what I'm saying? As long as we get a freaking legendary too, then it's well worth it, right? Or is it we're probably not gonna see one? Nah. We gotta believe. We gotta believe. Be strong, believe. Like I said, as long as if one of us gets one, then it's like it's great, you know? Tekker magic. Tekker magic. Hit him with the ice. Hit him with the ice, man. Watch out. Shake it fast. So watch yourself. Show me what you're working with. I wish that, like, at least... I mean, does the Krez even drop in here? It does, right? I think it doesn't. If the Krez... I'm surely it does, right? What's going on, John Stark? It's good, dude. Speaking of Stark, you seen Fantastic Four? Let me see if I can... I mean, not LTQ, but trigger. Like, bro, it's like I ain't trying to trigger the quest. I just want to see the menu. The newest one. What do you mean the newest one? The newest weapon? Or what? What? Newest Fantastic Four. Yeah. The newest Fantastic Four. Oh, that's a drops. Just meh. Meh. No, not yet. If it drops. Yahoo! Yahoo! Let's pop this. Let's pop this now. Hola. If I remember correctly, you play Honkai Star Rail. That's correct, John. That is correct. I play Honkai Star Rail. I play Genshin. I play Wuthering Waves. I make the best Wuthering Waves guides out there that you will ever find. But yes, I play all that. That is correct. That is correcto mundo. Away from stream. No stories of people doing it, but they regularly drink water. Yeah, well, I mean, as long as you drink, we could do half a mile if you want. You see? So like, yeah, I mean, as long as you're, the most important thing is obviously water. You can survive weeks without food, technically speaking. You can only survive a few days without water. But the human body can survive for a good little while without food. Of course, coffee, that's dangerous because coffee dehydrates you. So just only drinking coffee is dangerous. You know, you need to make sure that you're drinking water. If you're a heavy coffee drinker, you gotta make sure that you're drinking water as well. Because coffee dehydrates you just like alcohol does. It actually dehydrates you. you like to add me on HSR if possible? I don't usually add people, John. I don't usually anyway. Were you trying to add me for a specific reason, or were you trying to get some help, or what was going on there? Well, their body recovery with auto. Yeah, the human body is a pretty magnificent spectacle, if I'm gonna say so myself, right? It's a pretty magnificent spectacle. I don't know why I just like Alpha Blue. Well, I guess probably because you said chicken thighs. It made me think of frog legs. That's probably why. I read chicken thighs and it made me think of frog legs. But now I'm just hungry in general. Now I'm just hungry, dude. I read chicken thighs and it just set me off. It was like, oh my sweet baby noomsy, I am hungry as her. Hungry as her. Come on, give me a legendary 2. Give me my legendary 2. Give it to me. Give it to me. I guess, you know, of course, we're also looking for like the new EX augments, right? If you get a combination, which I mean, that's like a low priority though. That's a very low priority. Horrible drop rate on that as well in here, huh? Horrible drop rate as well. Sorry, fresh can have no friends. It's all, but it's no problem, bro. Oh, gotcha, John. For sure, dude. Why'd you start a fresh account? Yeah, why'd you start a fresh account? What made you want to start a fresh account? Are you one of those people who just like has like dozens upon dozens of accounts? Like you just start a new account out of nowhere for no reason? It's like Alpha Blue. Excuse me. Okay, the person I read was from my profile. Thanks for organic coffee at the morning and noon to prevent disruption of sleep. Yeah, I mean, obviously coffee. There's nothing wrong with coffee, and coffee has some health benefits too. It can be, but it's just, you know, you just have to be smart about, of course, when you drink coffee, and just understand that it's I think the word is a diuretic, so it'll dehydrate you. So it's like, you know, some people might drink a lot of coffee and they're wondering why they sometimes get headaches. You know, the reason why they're getting headaches is likely because they're not drinking enough water with that coffee. You know, it's very easy to kind of just think like, oh, well, I'm drinking coffee. You know, you use water to make it, right? So obviously this is hydrating me, right? It's very easy to think that, but that's not the case. Coffee dehydrates you, so you need to drink water to keep yourself hydrated, you know, so we avoid those headaches and whatnot. Because headaches usually, you know, I mean, headaches, the primary reason for headaches is dehydration. So primary reason for headaches. How do you get the triggers to run that quest? Digi Denny, great question. That's You get the triggers to run this quest from doing the new LTQ. So this update gave us the updates for Fighter, for Gunner, for Waker, as well as gave us an LTQ, which is an actual new LTQ. It's not a recycled LTQ. So it gave us a new LTQ, which drops the triggers for this fight as well. So that's the only place that you can get the triggers for this fight that we're doing right now. It's by running the LTQ. And so that will pretty much remain the same for the duration of like this month. Because we have that LTQ that's going on right now, and then at halfway point through the month it will change to like a solo version, but it will still drop those triggers for this. That's how you're gonna get these. That's also why, you know, they're, I guess, a bit more expensive. But honestly speaking, you know, they're a guaranteed drop. I'm pretty sure you get 5 of them every run, per every LTQ run. But given how strong Legendary 2 weapons are, they're at a premium because people want that Legendary 2 weapon. Because not only if they want to sell it, it's going to sell for a whole lot, but also it's the very clear strongest weapon right now. So of course your sweats really want it. You know, people who are going after like time attacks and stuff, they definitely want it as well. But then of course, like I said as well, it's going to sell for a lot because it is. Not only is it the undisputed like strongest weapon right now, we also know for a fact that it's getting an upgrade in December, so it will stay and remain a very strong weapon for a long time to come, which makes it a pretty good investment right now for people. So people are definitely looking for it, definitely wanting it, and definitely interested in either paying or, you know, just putting in that full grind for it. You had an account on EU due to a friend, but I decided to play on North American set. Ah, I see. So you just changed. You have to make one for a different region. Play with other friends. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, that's not too far out the norm. I think we see that fairly often, right? See that fairly often. Is Star Wars update? That's next week, right? Because it was the live stream was last week, right? So the update for Star Wars next week. That's pretty interesting. March's new form looks pretty interesting. Waker's so strong. Wow, weakest buff ever. Yeah, there, dude. Like to be fair, Waker was already strong though. Like that's what you have to understand. So we're laughing about it, but Waker was already very strong in the first place, so it didn't need a whole lot going on there. That's the real reason why. Because Waker was already goated. Waker too strong. Ooh. All right. Only strong in the right hand set. Yeah, that's fair. That's very true. Only strong in the right hands, though. Also, let's get fats. Also, let's get fats in his coffee, ghee, and coconut oil. Trains his fat depth by letting his body to store fats and strength. Also, Evo too. Sounds like you're very interested in like nutritional and stuff like that. Wrath. Did you have do you doing like nutritional stuff or like I had a lot of friends who were like bodybuilders and stuff like that, so I've always been privy of like nutritional stuff and stuff like that. I've always just been around that. Like I had a friend who was a state champ powerlifter, you know, so I've always kind of been around that stuff, and I have, you know, a lot of friends who just did all different sorts of things, and you know, at one point many of us did MMA, mixed martial arts, so I've always kind of been around that. I was never like competing powerlifting and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I've just always been around that, so I'm pretty well. And then of course, like I have like I've always been around, like I have family that's in like the medical field and stuff like that too. So I've always kind of been around that type of stuff, so I understand like nutritional stuff and all that stuff, and different types of products that you might want to use or whatever for any type of, you know, body morphing, or you know, getting fit or slim or toned or beefier, bulkier, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. So sounds like you're fairly interested in that type of stuff. So eBay onslaughts, eBay. Yeah. Been away from HSR since last year. Oh wow! Have you really? Since last year, dude. HR 1%. It's a long time, dude. Long time. Is there a new Don Hang in March? Yeah. Wait, is there a new Don Hang too? I didn't read the freaking, not read, but I never watched the live stream, so I was like, see stuff posted on X, right? But I definitely saw the March. The March definitely stood out. That's a pretty crazy transformation. Pretty crazy transformation. But I don't think I'm not sure if Don Hang's getting a new one, because he already got a new one. The Imbibidor. So if this will at least play class. People want to use Waker for trash mobs here. You know, Waker things since Waker was doing Waker things, dude.
Hi.
Like, I'm telling you, like I said, if Gundam does not find the Waker update, you know, as a very suitable update, then it's not. Because like I said, Gundam is a straight up Waker player. He's one of the best on the server, one of the best probably across all servers, I would imagine. Definitely in terms of mechanics, he's definitely the best for sure. Definitely. The only thing that would be variations would be gear wise, of course, right? I mean, even at that, his gear's good, but in terms of play, for sure, 100%. Oh, wait, let's spicy. Slime time. It's slime time. Shit, where is it? Symbol arts? I'm looking for symbol arts, bro. I don't know where the hell this stuff is at. Start hanging in March. Okay. Well, I know that he was getting. So he's getting another upgrade. He's getting really. How are they upgrading him? Are they upgrading? Oh, is it like Are they just like upgrading his kit, like they did Blade? in Zhenglu and like Silver Wolf and stuff? Are they doing it like that, or is he actually like getting like a march, like, or in Bibidor, you know, like a new form, or is it just like an upgrade to his kit? So your PSO to NGS colleague is doing intermittent fasting. You did it out of mixed goals. Helped me enjoy NGS for a long time. I noticed I have less food bill from doing so too. I see, I see. That's interesting. That's interesting that y'all kind of did that. Yeah, I mean, you know, fasting can be very beneficial though. You know, fasting can be very beneficial for sure. Fasting has a lot of beneficial properties in doing so. Both you know, both physical and mentally as well. You know, a lot of great benefits that can come from that. I'm not really someone who like eats a whole lot in the first place though, so if anything, I probably don't eat enough, to be honest. If I fall in any of those spectrums, it'll be I don't eat enough probably. But we balance it. We balance it pretty nicely. Well, we always drink plenty of water, which reminds me I need to be drinking this water. Always stay hydrated, y'all. Always stay hydrated. That's number one. What's the current state of PSO2 NGS these days? Let me look it up because I don't actually know. I believe it's a new version of him. Thank you for looking that up. Yeah, because I'm not sure. I wasn't too sure on that one. I didn't realize that they were releasing another version of him or something like that. So I know he has Imbibidor, the Imbibidor version. That was released a long time ago. The current state of PSO2 NGS, I mean, it's the exact same pretty much as it was before. It's the exact same as it's pretty much always going to be. They're going to keep drip feeding stuff in here and, you know, milking their player base because they can, without ever really adding anything or really actually ever doing anything, because they can. So that's pretty much how that one works. Ultimately speaking, you know, I enjoy the combat in this game, and that's why I play it. So, like, you know, when there's new fights or new reasons to gear up and stuff like that, like, you're always gonna see me playing it. But I'm very much, I'm not some delusional, you know, individual. I'm very well aware of the situation that we're in with this game. I'm very well aware of the design that we're in with this game. I'm very well aware that nothing is ever likely going to happen in this game. Aside from what we already have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be the same cycles, you know. I'm very well aware that that's more than likely what the case is going to be. And it has been for the past, like, at least, like, year and a half, going on 2 years. They've been pretty consistent on just milking it, you know. I'm very well aware of this. I'm not some delusional person, but, you know, I'm not the type of person who's, oh, I'm not going to play the game because other people tell me not to play the game or something like that. No, like I've always said, I play the game because I enjoy playing the game. I enjoy the combat. I enjoy the challenges when those challenges present themselves. I enjoy that, so I play. So I play the game, and that will always be the case. Now, what I spend, like, well, I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much never gonna like spend money on this game. But like, the devs do not deserve, at this point, the devs do not deserve money. They don't. At this point, they don't. If this game ends up going to fall into oblivion because they can't upkeep the service, then so be it. But the devs at this point do not deserve money. Now, that doesn't take away from the good things that the devs have done. You know, they have released some fun stuff in there, and, you know, they released some great stuff. Like Masquerader was great, and some of the boss designs have been great. The Dalian fights and the Vile fight, you know, all that stuff. All that's, you know, it's all good. Of course, you can't undermine the marvel that was Creative Space. You know, they release fun stuff, of course. You know, so I always give credit where credit's due. But it's been a lot of more of the same, especially in the past like year and a half or so, you know. And then of course, you know, they're always undermining their own content, which is, you know, very, very annoying how quickly it happens too. That's always been a big issue too. So I was avid interested in nutritional stuff, and my colleague stories has some partner reinforce that too. I see, yeah. It's very good to be interested in nutritional stuff. I think that everyone should have some at least basic knowledge of nutritional type stuff. I think honestly that should be like a class that they teach in school, a mandatory class, like nutritional values or something like that. That they should teach in all schools or something like that. I think it would be very beneficial because just understanding the basics and stuff like that, I think it's just very beneficiary. Because, you know, a lot of people just don't really understand even the core properties of things, so they don't really know where to start, you know, like, and that can be difficult. They don't really understand the core properties of things and how their body consumes or uses this type of food or this type of, you know, source as energy or whatnot, or so and so and so. A lot of people don't really understand that to a well enough degree to make a conscious decision about it, right? And then as a result, you know, they might find themselves in situations where, you know, you have maybe health issues that could have possibly been prevented or managed better or whatever, you know, just it just doesn't hurt to be informed, right? It doesn't hurt to know, to be informed about, you know, nutritional health and stuff like that, right? So I think it should be like a mandatory class that they would teach in schools. I think it should be, honestly. Of course, however, you know, in places like America, having a class like that being mandatory, would never happen. You know why? Because that's going to stop a lot of companies from pulling in dollars. Imagine if everyone has a nutritional class that they are mandatory to take, and then imagine how much money would be lost from companies like McDonald's and other fast food establishments. Yeah, they would not have that. So they'd be lobbying the hell out of that to not have that be a mandatory regulation, like across the nation. They'd be lobbying the hell out of politicians to not have that pass. 100%. Because they would lose money. Money would be lost. Guaranteed. But I think that nutritional in other countries though, they do have like kind of like mandatory stuff like that though. We have nutritional things. I think in Japan it's like that. I'm pretty sure in Japan they have like a nutritional class that you have to take, if I recall correctly. But I definitely don't have stuff like that in America. That much I can tell you for certain. That much I can tell you for absolute certain. They do not have that. And they need it. They definitely need it. Hold on. I know my food was about to run out, wasn't it? I had 20 minutes on it, bro. We good. We good, dude. This character was eating right there. 31 says Rachel seems to be a new March in Evernight. March, yeah, Evernight was March and Permansor Teray. This guy's getting another freaking evolution form. I'm not excuse me, such a burp came out of nowhere. I'm not even sure if I can call that like I'm not even sure if I can call that unique or if I just call that lazy. Like y'all just like couldn't think of other designs, so y'all keep messing with March and darn it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even sure what to say about that. And are they different pools? Like are they on their own banners? So you can have like 3 versions of Dawn Hang, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of weird. Or is it like an evolution, kind of like how March's her default form and then her imaginary form. So it's the same character, you know. But it was free, of course, too. I imagine that every night is a 5-star character, standalone. Especially by her design, they actually put effort into it. So I know they're trying to make money off of that. Doesn't much of the other form as well? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she has the other form as well. She has the imaginary form. Where she drinks the tea and stuff like that. She has the sword and she drinks the tea. So she already has that form. But that form is a toggle option. Whereas Dongheng and Bibidor are 2 different character options. So I don't know if they're gonna go. I don't know if the new one for him is a new character, so you have 3 different versions of him that you can have in a party at once. Or I know Evernight for sure is going to be a standalone character there. I'd be surprised if that's just an evolution for him. I mean, I'd be glad if it is. It means I don't have to pull for it, but but I doubt it. Let's see. This is right. So I wrote just to prevent misleading. Spend extra saving from 7 years to make both separate Hunter Spear and wire lengths specifically for Masquerade out of curiosity. Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah. But you should always try. You should always play it in different ways. You know. That's why I play every class pretty much, and I have weapons. You know, as I showed y'all previously, I have weapons leveled and geared fully max for almost every class. Because I enjoy playing every class. Every class is designed so different. Like I said, I enjoy the combat in NGS. Because the combat is so different. It's a completely different experience. Depending on what weapon you're using. You know, you change your weapons and it's a completely different experience, you know. Completely different experience. Dude, we haven't gotten a prograde armor. We haven't gotten nothing in here, y'all. Nothing. Not even a prograde armor, y'all. They've got straight booty cheeks. Straight booty cheeks. Ain't got nothing in here. Whole lot of nada. Whole lot of nada like Prada. Run like the Rada. Rhoda the Rhoda. Maybe our drop is going to come from the LTQ. I mean the LTUQ. There's no Legendary 2 doesn't drop here though. That's kind of poopy, right? I hear that. Let's see. I made weapons and fire master. This Asia in Southeast Asia, where he is, my home. I was one of those who was living under the pressure. Don't refuse a meal to save face. So we're considered streamers to cook our own. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, so like pretty much like finish all your food. Is that pretty much what you're saying? That's pretty much how it is in the South as well. Like kind of how I grew up. It's disrespectful to something counted for the cashless. It's pretty much like disrespectful or seen as negative to not finish the food on your plate. So I definitely understand that too. Is it March? Phase 1 is March, and Dan is Phase 2 of 3.6. Oh, dude. So they're both standalone characters then, probably. That's crazy that they're adding, like, you can have a full, they're probably going to release a 4th form at some point. So you can have a full party of just all that one character. like, bruh. Y'all are doing the most, Star Rail. Doing the most. I have to wait till end of September to pull Evernight if you want her. Yeah, I do want her though, for sure. But I need to look I guess I need to look into them more though, to kind of see how they operate. I should probably go and watch that that live stream, really, just like, you know, some snippets of it to see how they operate. Because they showcase the characters and how they played, right? They usually do during this. So I kind of want to see that. Does that when you looked at it, are they both 5 stars, John? Are they both 5 stars, or is March a 4-star? Does it say? Not many people can afford to fight Masquerade in various classes, considering mental preparation. I'm still on that part too, just in case someone's read the story of mine. Absolutely not. I hear you, dude. Like, you know, like I said, you know, every class plays so different. So you have to. That's the type of stuff that I enjoy. Is, you know, they're playing these classes and they play differently. It requires me to approach the fights in different manners. So it's a new experience. That's why I play so many different classes. Because I'm heavily an intellectual type, for those of y'all wondering. I'm heavily an intellectual type. So I tend to like things that make my brain work, make me have to think. You know, or make me have to problem solve. You know, unless it's math. I do not like math. But like I like to do stuff that makes my brain kind of be active, you know. So naturally, you know, I enjoy playing all the different types of classes because they play so different, and it presents a new challenge for me every single time because you have to, you know, completely switch up how you were playing that fight prior because it's not going to work the same way. The timings are different, you know, your moves are different, the distances traveled are different. You know, it's going to be completely different. Not as many, whatchamacallit, iframes are on stuff, you know, like it's completely different. You trigger skills differently in different ways, so it's just all the above, you know. Both are 5 stars. Ugh! Grrr! Not like this. Grrr! Yeah, that was a quick time. That was a very quick time, wasn't it? You're too strong. There are also varieties. Let's see, so I'm gonna get this mag this time. There are also varieties kind of pressure I use to experience myself that are generations of Southeast Asian treat guests by giving sugary fruits. The most cool for nutrition, red flight like seed oil. Yeah, that's understandable too. Yeah, and you know all different types of cultures have those traditions and stuff like that as well. And like, you know, like for me, you know, being like deep south, you know, we have like deep southern food, which definitely is not very healthy. Oh, that's like deep fried stuff. Uh, just a lot of that stuff is not very healthy, to be honest. So I definitely understand that. Am I free to play? Yeah, I'm free to play. I'm free to play. I didn't have premium. I let that run out though because yeah, there's no reason to have it. But I am free to play. Technically speaking, I was only premium because I was a NGS official creator. Technically speaking, but I've more or less been just straight free to play for my entire day of playing this game. I've spent money. I've actually put money into this game very few times, like count on one hand times. Where am I trying to go here? I'm trying to go to, bro. I was like, bro, where am I going? Party members. In HSR? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I'm entirely free to play in HSR. I'm 100% free to play in HSR. I've never gotten even like the little, I don't know what's called in that, like the Welkin, you know, the Welkin and Genshin. I'm not sure what's called in HSR, but yeah, I've never gotten anything in HSR. I'm entirely free to play in HSR. That's fire we.
We're counting on you.
Same was Gigas Master, dude. Then came and gone, dude. Then came and gone. Maybe I should do Gunner.
Thanks for stopping by. Come by anytime, okay?
We'll run Gunner. At least we've been playing Tekker this whole time. Same here for your play. Nice, dude. You've been playing since release? I'm a fan of putting math into practical use. I used to endure classroom, but didn't put math to practical use, like counting foods for my grocery. Yeah, I think that I think a lot of things in school and they're taught in school could be more readily, accepted, or it'd be easier for people to retain the information if they were put to more practical uses. I think a lot of people don't see a lot of times, the use for a lot of stuff that you maybe learn in school because they can't find the practical use behind it that they would use in their everyday life, right? Which, I mean, to be fair, once you start getting, to be fair, most high levels of math, you're not really going to use in your practical everyday life anyway, unless you're actually going to some field that actually, requires that, unless you're a freaking rocket scientist or something, right? But the average person isn't going to use anything pretty much besides like basic, like basic multiplication, division, basic algebra. The average person, realistically, but. Right. By the way, Saber worth pulling because I don't know who to save for at the moment. Yeah, I mean she's good, but I think it kind of just depends on. Oh well, are you talking about your free account? I mean, not your free account, but I mean all your accounts are free. But are you talking about your new account that you just started, your NA account? Are you referring to that one? You're asking if she should pull her? Or just in general, like even on your EU account? Because I mean, it just really depends on what characters you have. She's a good character. Like she's not bad, for sure. She's not bad. I mean, is she like super duper? I wouldn't say that, I mean, at least she's not like Archer, where you like really need a solid kind of type of team comp to really maximize Archer. Where Saber can be played a bit more loosely. Ooh, I almost didn't get that. Yeah, in the account, yeah, I got Archer free. He's tough to use without the right characters. Exactly, he's tough to use without the right characters around him because he likes to really consume skill points and stuff too. So like that plays a big role into his play style. But yeah, Archer. I mean, Saber is definitely the more loose option, where you can use her in many different types of teams. So. But I mean, it's like, do you want some of those new characters that are coming out? I mean, it's a fresh account, so I'm not too sure how you really want to go about that. I don't know if you want to wait to try to pull some of those newer characters, or if you just really want Saber. Like I said, Saber's not like she's not. I don't even think she's listed in most rankings as like an SS. You know, I think she's like an S, but she's not in that top listing. I don't think in most rankings. I don't think. Which I'm probably pretty sure one of those characters that are coming next banner probably will be. Probably down here in this new one. If not also March. I don't know how they operate though. Like I said, I need to kind of see those. I don't know anything about the banner. You don't know anything about the upcoming banner for 3.5? Who's on the banner right now? For 3.5, are we in 3.5 right now? Or are we in 3.6? 3.6 is what's coming up, right? There's no, this is the end of 3.5. .5 ends next week. So to use it. Almost got lost in the sauce there for a second. Almost got lost in the sauce. I almost kind of want to play fire on this. I mean, we could level. I just have to level up that weapon, the fire weapon. I could tell it's like an LC Grand Lobby on it or something like that. If I didn't want to do that. If I didn't want to do that. Two more days till 3.5. We're at the end of 3. Oh, okay. We're at the end of 3.4. Got you. Oh, what the hell's in 3.5 then? Wait, so March and the new Van Terra, whatever the hell his name is, those are 3.6? Wait, yeah, what's in 3.5 then? The hell are we hitting 3.5? Yeah, 3.6. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the hell we're getting in 3.5 then. And so that will definitely impact if you want to be pulling Saber. So I would definitely recommend looking that up maybe and seeing if that is even a smart option or not. Are you the names of the next characters? Okay, for sure. Thank you. I don't know if anyone would agree with wanting other classes like Hunter to deal with orange energy without dodging. Well, I think that so like his orange energy was unblockable. Hunter has specialized gear. Exactly, yeah. I mean that's what makes Hunter unique, you know. That's what makes Hunter unique. So I think, you know, if you give other classes that, then it takes away from Hunter. Then what's the point of playing Hunter? If other classes have that, you know, then no one's gonna want, no one's gonna play Hunter. I think it's good that only Hunter has stuff like that, you know, has like, you know, the physique, enhanced physique skill or whatever it's called. That allows you to, you know, reduce that damage and really kind of handle those red attacks, you know, much better. Because how Hunter's built, you know, you have to build it a different way and you can really benefit from it. So it really creates a different gameplay experience by having it like that. Whereas if you kind of give another class that, then, you know, it takes away from the gameplay experience, that unique experience that you get from playing Hunter, you know. Endure, counter, maintain. Oh yeah, you're talking about the EX skills, the EX augments. Those are good EX augments. Or endure. Wait, which one's? Oh yeah, maintain, endure, counter. Which one's counter? Wait, which one's counter?
Dark Falls activity confirmed. Please deploy to central
I
health.
said he's still in. Oh, got
We're
you.
counting on you.
Serdal, Harmony Windlet, Silver Wolf rerun. I actually have not looked up any research on those characters. I actually have not. Type in Easelin.
Thanks for stopping by. Come by anytime, okay? Welcome.
Seven places cap increase. Let's see here. Let's add use one marker. Oh, does this need a limit break? It does need a limit break.
Keep shooting for the stars.
We'll just do that. We'll just do you. No biggie. No biggie.
A great success.
A great success.
A great success.
Yeah, this enhanced boost going, baby. Let's go. That's what we like to see. What we like to see.
A great success.
Actually, so I've actually never done Vow on fire before, so
A great success.
Malignant Vow.
A great success.
Alright, and we should get there. I got you. So when you're using Wicker Spot, you have to because you play all. Maybe. I'm saying, at least everything else has got one. I do need to. I started a fresh account a few days ago just to beat the first story zone. Oh, nice. 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 Oh, dude. Oh, he's someone that has a pretty, kind of a pretty model, huh? Yeah, I actually don't know anything about these characters. I just Googled it right now. So I'm actually not sure about these guys. I need to look into that, huh? I need to look into that. Make the 1% aware. I see during new fights with Dark Falls Vow, we had Gunner who spent millions of Meseta making EXOP like that. Oh yeah, do you have the wells? The well spinning all the Meseta. The well spinning all the Meseta. There's so dodging and septics. So, Counter Arts Avenger. Maintain his keeper balance, JP. Gotcha. Gotcha. Instead of dodging and septics with it. Counter Arts Avenger. During the early days of Vow, while I was participants, many people expressed that they could clear Vow from dodging too much unblockables.
Wait, what is this?
Vow was like our wake-up call, as 2/3 of our party member asked to solve clear time, and in unblockable combat. Yeah, dude, Val was. I think when we first came into Val. All right, let's see if we can remember how to even play this. Oh, this should be okay. We should be fine. I remember how to play it. I think when we first came into Val actually wasn't too bad for us. It was just we got hit with a DPS check because of the team that we were running in at the time. We got hit with a DPS, and we had like there was like no ranger and stuff like that. Really? Alright. Let's see if, oh, that's so nice I can move on that now though. Really? We gotta get this baby level back up there. At least we're only. I'm also mistiming that. At least we're only level. What, did I do that? I don't remember. It's been so long actually since I've played freaking fighter. Kind of crazy actually. Kind of crazy actually. It's been a while. Evernight is a remembrance ice. Dude, Evernights, there's no way that they don't. There's no way that Evernight is not freaking goated. There's no way, because I mean it's like March. They're going to design the hell out of that character. I assure you, that character's going to be like almost a must pull probably, because they know people are going to pull for it. She's March. Everyone likes March. You know what I'm saying? Everyone likes March, so you know that character's going to be good. I still got it. I still got it, y'all. We didn't lose it. We still got it on the old fighter. We still got it. You don't like March? Really? Dude, everyone likes March. I'm surprised you don't like March. Everyone freaking likes March, dude. To be fair, though, I mean, I guess I'm indifferent on March. I guess I don't necessarily like her. I don't dislike her. Oh. To be fair. I'm remembering the timings now in my head. Muscle memory timings are starting to flick in for fighter. Starting to flick on in. How you know we're getting real. Getting real in here, baby. Getting real in here, baby. Fire's not too difficult to play, though. Honestly, oh, whoops, I went kind of far now. Honestly, Fire's kind of relaxing to play. At least I always found it as such. Gunner's like the most. I focus the most on Gunner, honestly speaking, because of how aggressive I play Gunner. Good time. Good time equal DPS check. Hold on. Let me. I'll read all that stuff in a second. Because I'm playing on fighter for the first time, I have to be a bit more. I'm focusing a bit more than I have been, of course. So I'm playing on this class that I don't play on. I haven't played on in a while. Whereas, you know, playing on Gunner and Tacker, I play on those so much where it's like, I just do this fight, not really think about anything. It's easy for me to respawn at the same time as I'm doing stuff. I find her very annoying. I guess she is, yeah. She is a little annoying. That's fair. That's fair. For Don Hang, yeah, Don Hang is goated, dude. He is goated. I agree. He is absolutely goated.
Target's behavior has changed.
Let's go. Let's go. We don't have a... No, there's not. Also, there's no freaking... There's no ranger in here, right? There isn't, though. This fight's just very easy, though, at least. All these are purple instead of red, you know, so they're dodgeable. Dodgeable, counterable. Whereas all in the main fight, in the actual fight, those are all red, bruv. Those are all red. I'm not talking about March because we are waiting for a day. Hold on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Ooh, that's nice. That feels good being able to move like that while you're in the photon blast. So they changed that as well. Being able to move like that, that actually felt. I was actually kind of surprised by that because it was very responsive to my movements and how I was able to move with that. Whereas I'm used to that photon blast, not really being able to move with it, but you could move the hell with that photon blast right there. So that felt pretty nice. That's one of the changes that they made, which felt pretty good, if I must say so myself. Bruh, I'm like too early on everything right now. My timings are a bit off, because I haven't played fighter in so long. Timing's a bit off, bruh. Timing's a tad bit poo-to-poo. My rare is still on, right? Just gonna put that on just to make sure. Alright. I'm not talking about March because we are waiting for a day so our character can lift him in different ways instead of... Wait, what, bro? I think it's good indeed. This fight looks insane. Yeah, this fight is pretty insane. And plus, I was playing on a fighter. Because I was playing on a fighter, it made it even more insane. Because you know that's the thing about this game is that you know playing depending on what class you're playing on, it's going to drastically change how the fight plays. You know how difficult the fight is, how much focus is required. the spacing and everything. It's drastically changes everything. So playing with twin daggers on that fight, yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely going to be a bit more insane, as you stated, right? A bit more insane. Insane in the membrane. That's insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Where I came from, third time would mean timer reached 0. Luckily, that Val didn't get defeated in time and it escaped switch results at quest fail and lore. Or worse. Nothing like, dude, there's nothing worse than getting timed out. Dude, like, back when Darkfall's Ages first got released, the original Ages back in, like, 2021, I guess. Or, yeah, probably 2021. Dude, it was so bad because the gearing discrepancy was so bad back then that if you went to a public group, like a public queue for that fight, you could easily be in there for 45 minutes. Like, it was normal. Because people would not be geared back then. So it was so bad. It's like you had to play as a group. Because that fight would normally, if you just play with people who are geared, who like even take, you don't have to be crazy geared, but like just have the decency to try to be geared, it would take you 15 minutes. But you would go into a pub and it would literally take you 45 minutes to do that fight. It was atrocious. It was so bad. Because people were just too lazy. They wouldn't gear. They wouldn't even just get average gear. It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. Or with a new skill for Waker or 1010 because I'm cracked. I could praise if you want to. Dang, you know that. This guy. This guy. Well, I need to make space because I record, for those who are not where I record my streams as well to my physical drive. And my drive is starting to get a little tight on space right now, so I need to move something over real quick. Because it will probably be GG's. Actually, I can smooth this over. That's just enough space right there. That's not a whole lot of space. It probably won't last too long. We'll see how long it lasts. Over here to move you over. Got 30 more left, 6 runs left. Let's quit. 36 runs. Let's go. Incoming 4-minute run. Incoming 4-minute run, dude. He's playing just daily when it first dropped. Yeah, you know, the NGS is a game that had a lot of potential. And it was more or less just mishandled to a crazy degree. Especially on global side. Global side was mishandled to oblivion, which put the game in a state where it can no longer pull money global side. Which means that development could not happen because you have no money from the global side. So you're missing out on all that global money. It's not coming. So that really put it into a position where, you know, you start to see as, you know, when years go by, you see it really starting to show that opening, that how global was handled, losing all that money. Now you're in this point, you know, 1.5 2 years in, where after, you know, all the original development planning is done and out the window, you're seeing that, okay, this is where the budget got, you know, reorganized here, and y'all only have this much, and you really start to see it here. We've seen it in the last like 1.5 years. Give it no pass. It's okay. Ranger though, so that's nice. Well, let's go. Let's go. Fighter action. Fighter action, baby. Fire is a very fun class to play though. It feels nice getting those dodges in. Those reactionary dodges in, dude, and those counters, you know, it feels great. Feels very delicious getting those in. You're just like, oh wow. And this is what butter tastes like when it's smothered all over my face. And then I use a piece of delicious honey bread to grab all the butter off and then put it on the lobster. And then eat it. Delicious. No idea what the hell I was talking about right there. But that's just how it makes you feel, dude. Sometimes it makes you feel like saying crazy things, you know? Ouch. What the frick? The frick, bro? Yeah, dude, NGS was a... NGS, the foundation of NGS is... It has a great foundation. It's just... It mishandled so many ways, dude. Like, it was the correct direction to go. You know, like, it was the correct direction to go from base PSO. 100%. It was just so poorly executed. Oh my goodness, you can move so much. That's so crazy. That feels so weird, being able to move that much in that photon blast. That honestly feels really weird. Not even joking. Wait, is it this one? Which one is it? Feels so good. I guess that's probably dodge, so I don't know. I was over here taking attacks to the chin. Cause I can. Cause I can. Oh. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, we still no silent classes. Well, the thing is that we don't need silent classes. The thing about NGS is that NGS was pretty much based off of, it took the good sides of silent classes and did not take the bad sides of silent classes. So it's like in a large part, the game already in itself has silent classes. You have to realize, you have to remember, y'all, that silent classes is largely in part what killed base PSO2. Because they were successor classes and they undermined everything else. So like there was a significant drop off when like Hero was released. That was the first silent class back in 2017. In 2017 is when the Hero class was released. There was a significant drop off in base PSO2. The silent classes really messed up the whole
Thanks for stopping by. Come by anytime.
the whole structure of things. It really did. So, you know, you get the best sides of things with how they kind of did NGS, but you don't get the bad sides of the silent classes. Balance of the game, yeah, it completely messed off the balance and it undermined everything. Because the whole point of the silent classes they were successor classes. That's what they were called, successor classes. So it made everything else irrelevant. And like it was always the strangest thing. Like I remember when Hero Class got released and stuff like that. It was very weird being someone who's been playing NGS, or not NGS but PSO, you know, since Dreamcast. So, you know, I'm very familiar with, you know, having, you know, all these different classes and everyone playing these different classes, these different roles with Force and, you know, Hunter and the Ranger and all these above, you know. And then just getting on the game and seeing literally everyone on the same class. and it actually being able to do that because the classes can do that much stuff. So it's like you see everyone on hero, you see everyone on these silent classes, you know, and that's how the silent classes were. It took away from all the other classes, and then you just have like 3 classes that people play. It completely undermined the system, which is why it was more or less the beginning of the end for base PSO2. Now, if you only played global, of course, you would not know this because global got fed 8 years of content within the span of a year, so they would not know this, right? So naturally, people who only play global look at base PSO2 through rose-tinted lenses without really understanding the game and the life it went through. I played base PSO2 from release in 2012. I played from 2012 to 2015, and then picked it back up in 2017. And then things just got so weird with the silent classes that I just stopped playing. And I wouldn't return to the franchise until NGS came out in 2021. But I can with 100% certainty say right now that I would not, like, I may never have played a PSO game again if it weren't for NGS. Pretty much. Because the franchise needed NGS. Because PSO2, regardless of how you feel about it, you know, how much you enjoyed it, PSO2 is the exact same format that they had been using since 2000. 2000. That's 20 years of virtually the exact same format, dude. You have done everything in that format. You have exhausted every single possible lane in that format, dude. You know what I'm saying? So NGS was very necessary. Regardless of if it failed or if it succeeded, it was necessary. Something different had to happen. Now, whether or not, you know, the next game, it goes back to more so of those familiarized routes. That maybe that's the case, but either way, NGS need to happen to give them a moment to figure out how the hell they're going to go back to those routes and make it a new and interesting experience. You feel me? Because something had to happen, bro. It was the same format, bro. They've been using the same format since 2000. Something new had to happen. That's understandable. I understand where you're coming from. Totally understandable. Could there be a PSO3? It's not could there be. There will be. It's just a matter of when. PSO has been going. PSO is one. Well, I mean, hell, with how they kind of destroyed the franchise with some of their decisions that they made in this game, in the directions that they went, I don't know. But realistically speaking, yes, there will be a PSO. PSO is one of Sega's legacy franchises that it's not going to be going anywhere. Like, as in, like, it's not going away. The Phantasy Star franchise has been around since the 1980s. 1987, I think, is when Phantasy Star came out. And then Phantasy Star Online started in 2000. So there will be a PSO3 for sure.
Thanks for stopping
There's
by.
not much question about that. There will be one.
Come by anytime, okay?
Not much question about that. Will still be an MMO? Yes, 100%. It will still be an MMO. So the PSO is Phantasy Star Online. They actually haven't made a Phantasy Star game that's like not an online game, I don't think, in a long time. Which I think a lot of people would appreciate if they did. But they're very much well invested into the online scape of things with the Phantasy Star Online series versus the Phantasy Star series, which is Phantasy Star is just, you know, your traditional RPG. And the thing is that about that now is that obviously there's a lot of games in that space now, right? Whereas it compared to, you know, 1987, there weren't nearly as many RPGs in the space, right? You know. But now trying to enter back into a traditional RPG space would naturally probably be pretty difficult for an IP like Phantasy Star that has been outside of the traditional RPG space for so long, and has made such a name and foundational aspect in the online MMO RPG formula instead. Because you have to realize as well, Phantasy Star Online was the very first console online game. The very first was Phantasy Star Online on Dreamcast, the very first console online game. So I mean, that in itself obviously has a legacy, you know. So there will 100% be a PSO2. How it looks and how how it operates, ain't no telling. But there will be one. We will see one. By the time 2030 comes around, we will definitely have seen one. I don't expect it to come anytime soon, so I would expect it, if we see one, it will be closer to 2030 that we see it. Maybe it can be open world this time. That would be interesting. Yeah, I mean, this one was supposed to be open world, right? They just goofed up. It was supposed to be open world. Realistically speaking, I mean, they could rehaul NGS, which they're not going to do, but they could rehaul NGS, and they could even be the foundation of a whole new thing. But like they would need to really go dive in and really just kind of really adjust things. Because like the foundation of NGS is really great. It's just so underutilized. Everything's so underutilized and so poorly utilized. But the foundation of NGS was very promising, and still could be if enough money was poured into it, of course, which they're not going to do. There's no reason why they would do that when they can just milk the game in maintenance mode, which is what they're doing right now. Milk the game in maintenance mode, not really spending any money, just drip feeding really like kind of slow stuff, slow updates, but dropping a whole bunch of scratches because they don't have the player base. The people who spin on the scratches are going to keep spinning on the scratches. So it's like, well, why buy the cow when I can get the milk for free? That's pretty much how it is. That's pretty much at the state where they're at. You know, it's like, why buy the cow when I can get the milk for free, dude? And they're getting the milk for free right now. So why would they drop a whole bunch of money in there when they can just, okay, we'll just kind of, we're not getting a whole bunch of money from this game, but we're always making a profit. So it's essentially just like pocket money. Why not, right? It's not costing us anything. We're getting a profit every figure, you know what I'm saying? From the game, we're still turning a profit. Not really doing much for it. Cool. You know, so okay. So why would they not do that from a business standpoint? Just milk it. That's what they're doing. So they could do that indefinitely. The upkeep of these servers is not that hard to do because the game piggybacks off of base PSO2 servers. So because of that, the infrastructure behind it puts them in a situation where they can do that pretty much indefinitely and still turn a profit if they really wanted to. So let's see. What you say? So we had like, I think like four or five runs or something like that. I think slime time. That's so funny that someone made a symbol art of me. I have been immortalized. I am immortalized within the community, which I mean, it's fitting. That's fitting, dude. I've been involved in the PSO2 community since Dreamcast, so it's only fitting, I guess, right? It's only fitting. About Rushmore. Why I put Rushmore into 2 words? Rushmore. Dude, you know what's crazy? So we've ran this, I don't even know how many times, and I haven't gotten, like, not even a progress armor. That's the crazy thing. Not even a prog rate armor. Like I don't expect to get the legendary or a crest. But the fact I haven't even gotten a prog rate armor, bro, like come on, dude. That's wild, right? Come on, cuz. Come on, cuz. I wish this thing gave seasonal points. That would be a huge plus, right? Actually, I mean, I guess I haven't really been looking to see if it is or not. I'm sure it's not, though. But that'd be a plus if it were. So you're kind of doing two birds with one stone, right? You're getting seasonal points and you're doing this. That would be beneficial. That'd be nice. There we go. Got my photon blast. Got my photon blast. I was just taking all of this to the chin, dude. I didn't even care. It's like, why would I? It's like, you ain't doing no damage, boy. You ain't doing no damage to me. Take them all to the chin. Okay. Alright, bro. But of course, you know, like we said, the hope is that at least one of us gets something. A Krez or a legendary too, dude, you know? At least one of us. The most that anyone's gotten, I think, is just Gundam getting a prog armor. I think so. I think that's it, dude. I believe that's the most anyone's gotten. It's a good old-fashioned prog armor. That old school love. Give me that old school love right now. I know. As long as you love me. Give me that old school love right now. As long as I'm here. As long as you love me. Give me that old school love right now. Whoa. Let's go. Let's go. Is that a legendary? Nope. 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 On the plus side, you know, this is just a reminder to all of y'all. There's no reason to run this stuff, dude. There's no reason to run this stuff. It's just a big scam. It's just one big scam. There's no reason to run it. Don't actually come in here because like the drops in here are not good. There's not realistically any reason to run this over like running something else. There's not really. There's not any realistic reason to. There's not. Because I mean you're not gonna get a legendary too. To the magic number. To the magic number, dude. Two's the magic number, like the magic school bus. Hey man, getting swifty. Hey man, getting so swifty. Alright, so these are the last two runs that we're doing here. We'll see if they give us anything. Let's see if the RNG gods will be kind to us and give us something, any of us, for our time. We'll be fully transparent here. The likelihood of that happening is about 2%. So don't expect it. You should never expect it to happen. Even if you spend 48 hours in here farming non-stop, you should never expect it to drop. If the game knows you want it, it's never going to drop it. Plain and simple. It can sense your want meter. And if your want meter is through the roof, that game will never, ever drop the item that you're looking for. It works intuitively to it. Look at this. There we go. Here we go. I was trying to put my playlist on something else. You're getting nothing but just like booty songs, bro. Like bad songs. I like booty songs. Not like thong like booty songs. Not like bad songs. Like songs I don't want to listen to. Let me see that All right. Just to double check. Just double check. Make sure my RDR is all there. Make sure it's all there. Whole bunch of Cleardoms. I got a Juvolg. A blank Juvolg. AKA worthless. I mean, it's fodder material, but fodder material. The old fodder. It's the fodder. Fodder in the fooder. Fodder in the fooder. Boy got the Buddha. Ticky. Ham taro in the cooler.
Hi.
All right, I think this is the last one. Will we get anything? Will we get anything, y'all? Like with a paper like an actual letter, bruv. I would send them a letter in the mail, y'all, saying thank you. All right, this the one. This the one. Come in full strength with it. Come in full strength. We gotta manifest a legendario. We can't act like we want it though, but just manifest it. You know, it's like we don't care if we get legendario, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Hey, manifest a legendario too. Legendario 2 manifestations right here. But don't get too wanty for it, okay? Don't get too needy, right? But manifest it. Manifesto. The thing is too is that probably like I don't know if there's a. I guess at some point there's gonna be an RDR boost for this, right? Not that that really matters. RDR is a lie, but you know what I'm saying RDR is a freaking lie. But at some point, there's probably gonna be an RDR boost for this. Now I don't know if that's gonna happen before, like PSO2, because PSO2 day, that's not for us a few weeks. So I'm not too sure that's gonna happen before then or not. Like if it's like part of the campaign for this thing, you get say RDR increase or something. Which then, you know, would be a better opportunity to farm this guy. However, I can tell you right now that from what we're seeing right here, no amount of RDR is going to help with this. You could have 500 plus RDR. If you have a total of 1,000 RDR, I still guarantee you that the drop rates in here, you're not going to see a legendary too. You're probably not going to see a Krez either. If you can't even see a prog rate in here after all these runs, dude, yeah, bro, like, no amount of RDR is helping this. None. No amount. Waste of time. Just keeping it a buck. Keeping it a buck, y'all. But, I mean, yeah, you could come in here and hope for the best, gamble, because if you do get one, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. You could probably sell that thing for a few hundred million, you know. So I mean, depending on which weapon type it is, it's that thing for some buku bucks, dude, for sure. So I mean, you know, if you really want to just go at it like that, then I mean that's an option. That is an option. But realistically speaking, I'm just saying, dude. Not looking too hot. Not looking too hot. Hi, Spikes. Just came by. And nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Just came by to say wish the Hyunal fight was the LTQ instead. The summer dash is such a drag. Sean Farrell. Yeah, oh well that's actually we'll take that. The CV wire. I mean that's not exactly how I drew it up, but I actually do want that. Because I will need a CV for whenever I make my hunter weapon, my Juvok hunter weapon. So that's good. That's good. Is that what I wanted though? No, it's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. Alright, let me lock this though. It's Juvok. Lock that. Yeah, bait with rainbow. Yeah, the LTQ, I mean, the LTQ, I think it's good that it's new, at least. So I give it credit for that. It's at least new. And, you know, I think it's more enjoyable than a lot of other LTQs. Like, for sure. It's more enjoyable than a lot of other LTQs. However, yeah, maybe like this one, having this as the LTQ, and, you know, just beefier, and then make it maybe like 8-man or 12-man, maybe would have been a bit more enjoyable. Maybe. But like I said, at the same time, you know, the LTQ, at least it's new. So that's a plus. However, the fact that this fight, the trigger fight, the drops are just so atrocious on it regardless, doesn't give a whole lot of incentive or reason to want to keep running the LTQ either. Because a lot of the incentives to run the LTQ is to get the triggers, right? Of course you can sell them and stuff, but yeah, that's a lot of the reason there. So I don't know, it's tricky, but I definitely hear you though, Farrell. I definitely think that your reasoning there is very valid, and your viewpoint there is very valid on how you feel about the whole thing. I do believe that for sure. Alright, bro. Alright, bro. That's a rough right there. That's fair, yeah. Super is definitely a drag, though, dude. Definitely a drag. But that's tricky. That's tricky, dude. That's some tricky stuff right there. So what would I say to y'all, dude? I would say, per usual with these things in this game, you know, don't try to stress it. Don't try to just like go crazy grinding this, especially this one. If it comes, it's going to come natural to you. Don't go in here and just like try to just like farm like crazy, and just really think that you're gonna get it just because you farmed it for 10 hours straight. You're not. It's not gonna drop. That's usually how it works in here. It's like the drop rates on this stuff in here in this fight, this trigger quest is probably like Tisa drop rates, OG Tisa drop rates, which are freaking atrocious for anyone who was not aware. Like those drop rates were atrocious, and it's probably the same for this legendary too. So just a heads up there. Oh, let's get this go back. So you give us a reason to do daily squat in here, boy. To do daily squat in here, boy. Let's go. It's the best dance of the game right here, dude. Also, I must say, X evade HP gain turnover and evade onslaught. I think that's what it was. It must be a pretty strong element set right now. Oh, did you see me have one? I tossed it. I'm probably going to skip this LTQ considering I mainly care about Juvault, much like I did back when the first Exilio came along, since they'll make it much easier. Exactly. And that's a smart thing to do. That's a fair thing to do. I mean, obviously, you know, the Juvault, the third stage of it's going to be very strong. It's going to definitely go past Krez. And then, of course, Legendary 2. So, like, Legendary 2 is obviously going to be the best weapon pretty much going into 2026. Because we know that Legendary 2 gets an upgrade in December. They said that in the headline. They specifically said this Legendary 2 weapon will get an upgrade in December. So we know that Legendary 2 is pretty much the option, like the best pretty much option right now. If you can get your hands on it, that will pretty much be good to go for like probably the next like 8 months, probably around there. 6 to 8 months, probably. So, and then Juvog is obviously your easier route, where it's going to be much easier to get fixes on it and stuff like that, just like you said, the Zilio series and its accessibility. So, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Lay in 2? Yeah. Dang, really? I'm guessing the drop rate is going to be similar to how it was with the Wingard. It's worse. It's like, I don't know how long you've been playing, Feral, but if you were around during the Tisa days when Tisa first came out, it feels like it's like that. It feels like it might be around that rate, the drop rate. But of course, as of right now, it's only available in here though, in the limited time trigger quests. So as it becomes more accessible, you know, then maybe it's not gonna be as bad. Maybe we'll realize, oh, it's actually not that bad. But as of right now, it's really bad scenario to obtain it. But like I said, we know that that weapon is getting an upgrade in December. So we know it's going to be probably like the strongest contender for a long time to come. Because it's the strongest contender right now. By like the properties on that thing are ridiculous. The potential on that thing is ridiculous. So it's like what the hell's the upgrade gonna be? You feel me? What the hell's the upgrade gonna be? So we know that lay into the legendary 2-up, and it's definitely one that's going to stay for sure. See if we can't look it up. I can just do like this, huh? Oh, what? Sorry, let's do this one. Lay in 2. Oh, someone buy it? Apparently there was a lay in that was up here. Yeah, apparently there was one that was up here. That's what Gundam said. Looks like someone bought it though. Which is the case. I mean, it's like if you're able to get one of those things, like sure, you know, you can run that thing, and you're gonna hate yourself for running it because you're going to be never seeing one, no matter how much time you spend running it. But I mean, if you run it and you do get one to drop, and especially if it's of a high class, you know, like a very popular class, like Ranger or Tekker or Slayer or or Katana, then I mean, you can sell that thing for a lot. You know, probably like 400 million, depending on the weapon it is, maybe higher, depending on the weapon and if it has a fix or two. Because like at least we know it's going to upgrade in December. Like it's a good investment for anyone who's like out there trying to well out and drop a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of Meseta. They know it's a good investment because they know there's an update coming in December. So it's like it's pretty tricky, but holy smokes. At any rate, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up there. I am pretty tired from all that. It's exhausting kind of running all that. And also, we did not drink much water this whole stream. I can feel it right now. As my throat is dry as hell and it's actually starting to hurt. That's not good. Because we were grinding too hard and we weren't drinking water. But also these free AC scratches are quite convenient right now. Pay 4.5 million from a dance ship once so nice. Yeah, they're pretty convenient. The free AC scratches would definitely recommend everyone taking advantage of those. Get 10 free pulls a day up to 100. Where's that? Which one is it? I don't know which one it is. It's one of these. First time free. Oh, it's down here. Speaking of which, well, I'm not going to sound, well, whatever. We'll just take it. And so you get up to 100 of these, and you can sell these as well. So that's the nice part about that. You can sell these so you can make some moolah. Make some moolah from it. That's the nice part about that. So definitely take advantage of that, y'all. At any rate, yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Because I am tired. I am exhausted. You know, grinding like that does exhaust you, especially when we're playing different classes. We're just grinding heavy. It does exhaust you mentally. So, yeah. But we'll be on tomorrow. And we'll see what we get into. Not sure. We'll probably won't play NGS. But we'll see what we get into. We might do. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll just kind of see what happens. We'll play it by ear. See what we end up doing, whether it's NGS or we need to go back and do Whimpering Waste because we didn't finish it. So we might do that. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But we'll be on tomorrow. At any rate, as I always say, if there's something you care about, let them know. We're here today. We're not promised tomorrow. Always remember that. Do something you enjoy doing. Whether that's, grinding on here. Or whether that's watching me grind on here. And not get anything. Literally. It sucks to suck. At any rate, though, be sure to like and subscribe to everything. All my socials are at SpikeSU, so that's YouTube and Twitch and X and all the above, and I don't really use TikTok a whole lot, but it is there. There was a point where I did use it, so that's an option if you want to. But they're all at SpikeSU, so check them all out. There's avoiding drinking, eating water. It's avoid drinking and eating. That's what I'm doing every vow wrap it up before sleeping. Before you sleep, yeah, before you sleep for sure, for sure. But all right, y'all. GG's. Appreciate y'all chilling. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Chatters, lurkers, all they alike. Once again, like I said, be sure to like and subscribe, follow, all that stuff. We'll always be posting videos, of course. If we're not streaming, we're always posting videos on the YouTube. So be sure to go to those. Be sure to, if you ever want to chat and comment, I always promote engagement and talking and conversation because I do enjoy that. I do enjoy conversing and talking and stuff to people and hearing different viewpoints and all the above. Just enjoy it. But anyway, I will see you on the next one. I'm gonna go get some rest. Let's probably eat something first and drink some more water. That's first and foremost, and then get some rest. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Holla. Deuces.